Yes, we are. Let's go!
What up? What up? What up? What's happening, everybody? You know what it is. back to the place that we spoke. Nah, I don't even know where that was going. This is the Ish That We Talk, everybody. You already know who I am. I am the host of this show. I am the black smoking, joint toting bad MO that you know that's sitting in front of you. I am Lily. I am with the do all be all, the one that pushes all the bells and whistles, the creme de la creme, top shelf homie. The reason why this show was even pushing, without her, it would not be a show. I say that all the time because that's actual factual. Let's everybody give it up for Lindsay.
Hello, everyone. Yes. And we have a special guest today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a special guest. You caught him on a couple episodes. He's been with us from the jump. He is a man amongst men. He does what he does. He moves how he moves. And he is super comfortable with him being him. Let's give a round of applause for Savage.
What's good? What's good? Peace and blessings. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Glad to be here, y'all. Glad y'all
appreciate
allow me
you
into the space. I appreciate it.
Glad you here.
As always.
All right. Now let's get these pleasantries out the way. You know, I always got to pull this shit up because I always be forgetting. But anyway, you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also you can catch us on Twitch. I said this before, but I'll say it again. All you people on Twitch, please subscribe to us, get off of whatever freaky Jason shit y'all be trying to do on them video games, and just go ahead and hit that like and just listen to a podcast that ain't talking about teabagging a motherfucker on Call of Duty. What the fuck?
Wait. That's what they do.
And we've had this conversation, Lindsay.
Every time I'm shocked.
It don't make no sense. These
really
motherfuckers, they characters, like, so they know what I'm saying. They'll jump on that. They'll, like, if you laying down, you know, you trying to scope something. That character get on top of you, bounce up and down. That's the equivalent of them teabagging the shit out of you.
Wow, too much.
These niggas is wild.
Too much.
These niggas is wild.
That's too much.
I heard that from a dude to be on Twitch. That's how I know.
Oh, wow.
Is he a perpetrator or
he probably is because he's a gamer. So I don't know. Like that's.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a regular gamer's thing, but
assault is assault. Whether it's virtually.
Is that what I was about to say? Is that with the VR helmet on and all that? Can they feel it?
I hope not. But it's Call of Duty, so I don't think they can. They got that
might have like
shock stick.
Like I was about to say, it might have a vibrating helmet. You like,
you get that shock stick. You get.
That sounds like a horrible porn. Call of Duty.
That's probably what's gonna be the next. While you BSing, that's probably what's gonna be the next thing happening with those Apple Vision.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're coming out with this for $3,500.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Yeah, I won't be on that wave.
Nah. I think somebody's eyes gonna be that. Something's gonna happen.
I don't even use my Quest. I got a Quest and I don't even use it.
Oh, that would really be a waste of money for you.
Yeah, so I'm never, because I got a Quest. That motherfucker just sit there and look good.
Yeah.
Be like, you play it? I'm like, I ain't downloading that game. I ain't get shit. I barely went to the tutorial.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was our beginners left.
Yeah. You know how we start.
Yeah.
We start. That's how we start.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So let's go ahead and get into these topics. Y'all want to start high or low or mid? Because we got it all today.
All right, drop that assist down to the mid-range shot.
Mid, okay. The Chicago mom and son, they got arrested for deleting a man that was abusing them he assaulted the mom in a restaurant, and the son took care of him like a son should when his mom is being assaulted. They got they got the charges dropped, and they are now suing for several things. One of them being emotional distress. So they're suing the city for that. So do we have any thoughts behind this? They also buried the man that did the assault. And yeah, I can definitely see why he felt that it was okay to assault women, because from those pictures, it looks like he did not come from good stock. So yeah. But what do you guys thought?
First, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on here just because of our guests. So I'm gonna say, damn, you think Chicago shit is me? Damn, that's crazy.
I did not
Like
say
you do that right in that man's face.
I did
too.
not
Like,
know
that's
it
wild.
has nothing to do
I
with
said,
the
let's
region.
go ahead and assist to the mid shit, and you just went Chicago.
It
Damn.
has nothing to do with the region. It could have been anywhere.
That's why.
Isn't that the go-to? It could have been anywhere.
Yeah, you know, I know 5 people from Chicago. I didn't mean it. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Chicago.
Damn. What I will say is,
Right.
There we go. Rock that verse, baby. Hey, on a somber note though, like, the thing that bothers me so much about this is the whole ordeal. Dude totally spazzing now and putting his hands on that lady like he did, and then the fact that the youngin had to go in there and like you said, deleting. It's just a bad vibe that's going on in all of our inner cities, man, when it comes to like each other's livelihood and like each other's life expectancy. Like, that's what bothers me too, because you know, you got the young man that went ape shit and started hitting on this woman. You think about how fucked up his life is, where that's a rationality to him. So that's, you know what I'm saying, that's fucked up there. And then you got to think of her son, who seen this. No, he lives in Chicago, so he know how Chicago get down anyway. So mama said go get the gun. Son went to go get the gun, and like he had to really like do what he had to do with that motherfucker too. And for anybody thinking I'm gonna go left with this or try to be on some Republican shit, if a nigga hit my mama and I got a pistol, I'm shooting the shit out that boy. Period. If I was 11, if I'm fucking 40 like I am now, this was gonna go down. So I totally agree with how he did that, because that's his mom. It just, in that whole scenario, it's just a whole fucking layer of trauma that's gonna be hard. Mama ain't never gonna really get over this. Son ain't never gonna really get over this. Then we got a family over here that's always they're gonna play the blame game because they missed this villain of a nigga that think he's cool to hit a bitch. You know, that's, you know what I'm saying? I always keep it a beam with y'all. You know, I break it down like that. His mother can say how good of a man he is, but you ain't really a good man. If we seen you told a bitch, if you say one more thing, I'm gonna punch you, and you actually did that shit. Ain't nothing good about you, and I know where you went. If your preacher was one of those preachers that I seen that was like, you know, everybody's paying for the mansion. Your mansion fucked up, my nigga. Your foundation ain't right. You probably missing the first floor. It just is what it is. I really do think they get they just do when it comes to money wise, but they'll never ever get over the trauma that actually just really involve two families, because that's going to forever, especially in Chicago, that's going to forever be a problem. I don't think we're looking at that.
Missing the first floor, that is tough.
Yeah, man.
Like, they just sitting on stilts.
Yeah. Motherfucker got to hit him with the bag gun to get upstairs. Like, hold up, spy. Hold on, Jesus. You got to hit him with that.
Right. You gotta be Spider-Man to get up there.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
But yeah, so you're basically saying that Carlisha Hood was arrested by unlawfully arrested by the police, the Chicago Police Department, and then prosecuted by the state's office initially, and then they pulled that back after they realized that it was what do they call it, an unjust.
From what I understand is that the prosecution.
No, I think they said they had no evidence
enough.
of a malicious intent, I think, or intent to do harm or something like that, other than not like in a retaliatory method. Because initially they had said that she was trying to command her son to also attack the onlooker girl who I guess was laughing at the whole ordeal as it was going on or something like that. Because I guess that was his girlfriend, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know who the person was, but in the video, because they only had a limited amount of information, and then once the story got out, that's when they got an influx of all the information. And so with that, there is a video while they're arguing where she's telling her son to leave. She told her son to go back to the car.
Okay.
So that, I believe, played a part of it. But I feel like, because the prosecution said that they didn't have enough evidence to go through with a trial and get a conviction. So I feel like, with all the influx of information that they got after they charged them, because initially they was going to stand with that murder charge. Like they went in front of the judge and everything. They held her son with no bail. They held her with $3 million bail. So, and they had been holding them since the incident happened. Like they were in there for days. It wasn't as fast as we thought because we had got the information late, But yeah, they were in there for days.
They were also saying that they were kind of questioning the fact that she kind of fled the scene because they didn't sit and wait around for the police if it was quote unquote self-defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like why leave? You know what I mean? So, but the thing that I kind of wonder, because as somebody from Chicago, where it is that he was in a certain gang, and where it is that
the quote unquote victim.
Yeah, he was in a certain gang, and sometimes people believe in retaliation like a monk. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I kind of worry about, because if I was this lady, I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably be thinking about leaving if I can, like getting up out there. Because
I heard somebody else.
Depending on where she lived, and the fact that she's only suing for $50,000 is kind of interesting, because I'm like, after all that they would put you under and as long as they held you, why wouldn't you sue for only $50,000?
She just want to get out of here.
I'm shocked at the amount too, because usually when you sue for a high number, and of course they're going to counter with a low number. You meet in the middle. That's period across the board, But that amount is weird. That amount is very weird.
That's just, hey, look, just go ahead and slide me a little, write me a quick check,
right?
Put it out to my name, and
right.
I'm gonna go ahead. That's
enough to go ahead and head out.
Because like
first in Lance was written in California or something.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, like if you trying to relocate, if you're gonna be in therapy, all that type of stuff, you gonna blow through $50,000 like that,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you probably gotta pay taxes on that, So yeah, $50,000. That is a weird amount. That's a weird amount to request. But some people are also like, let it go. You pretty much got away with murder.
I mean, that's what he did, but hell, the trauma of doing it, especially the first time, especially if that in your life, especially if that ain't, even if that is your life, that's a lot to live with.
Yeah, and from what I understand, he was a good student. Like he wasn't in any trouble. He did good in school and whatnot. So it sounded like he wasn't going down the path of this being his life. Yeah. So I would take all that into consideration and come with a high ass amount.
What type of representation do she got?
They do have a lawyer. It's a black woman lawyer. I don't know. I know that she's the one that got them out. So whatever she did, talking to the people or getting the information to the prosecution or whatever the case may be, that was who they had as their lawyer to get it out. Now, if that is the same lawyer that they're using for a lawsuit, I don't know. But it's been circulating who that is. I forgot her name. I apologize, but yeah, it is a black woman lawyer.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, because your lawyer would have to, like, really be like, this is what we can get. This is what, you know what I'm saying, we can do. Like,
right. That's where the consultation comes in.
Nigga, you want 50 grand?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't never heard of nobody. Just, I mean, that's what makes it seem a little specious. You know what I'm saying? That's, I guess, like a legal term meaning, like, it seemed like it's presented right, but it's really got some bullshit on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. If you only trying to get that 50 grand, it's like, are you just asking for some hush money? Something is something not being, is something not being addressed correctly? You know what I'm saying? Or is there like a real, I don't know, like a real some shit that they're not trying to address? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what is it that they're not trying to actually get at, and they're just trying to say, okay, just let me go ahead and get this. Let me get the hell up out of here, and I get about your head. Like that's kind of what it feels
What
like.
it sounds like.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, to me, it's not moving in a. I mean, I'm glad the little kid is not getting, not having to go through being arrested and going down to the prison and having to be in all of that for life or any sort of long period of time, because I've been there, unfortunately. I know what it's like. And that ain't what you wanted. That ain't like some real boy. It was parking tickets, but no. My license was suspended, and I'm like, it was from like 10 years ago. I accidentally pulled over. Zoomed in front of the car because it was raining. I couldn't see. It was like blinding rain. He pulls me over. He was like, "Oh man, you got a warrant for your arrest from like 2010." I'm like, 2010. What are you talking about? I got a license in Missouri. I can't get a license in Missouri. Anyway, getting to the point, I had to spend some time down there for like a whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like just being in that area and being in that space, and I'd hate for a 14-year-old to be in that, because that's what they put you first before they put you into the juvenile homes and all that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd hate for that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Sorry to take it off to.
Oh no, you good. No, all right, man. Listen, we totally understand.
Yeah.
As a man that has been to a couple of 24-hour investigations, I can only tell you that I'm glad I didn't do it at 14.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit ain't for no 14-year-old. I don't give a fuck how tough you is. Mm-hmm. That ain't for no 14-year-old.
I mean, you hate for anybody to go through it, but especially that age, and then be, part of that pipeline. How they talk about it sometimes. Kids got the likelihood of going and all that. And plus, you said he was going in the right direction. It sounded like so. Take him off that for something like this.
Right.
I'm just glad it didn't go in that direction.
Even paid the little dude for even having the situation that he got, because this shit gonna stick with him until he in the dirt. You gotta understand, he's 14 with a body in Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's in itself is a whole conundrum that's gonna be hard in Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to move.
Yeah,
maybe that 50 is all they need.
That's what I said. That's all I need to get up out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard. That young man is gonna go through, man, trouble. Like,
I don't know. Yeah. And plus, I guess even so, I go for like something in the 6 figures, high 6 figures, something like that.
That's why
so that way they can negotiate it downward, and so that way, I feel like, okay, I can take that and get the hell up out of here and really live for it.
Yeah, that's why I'm so confused at the amount, because any lawyer is going to consult you to go high, and of course they're going to go low, and you meet somewhere in the middle. Then they may also tell you that you might only walk away with 50 grand, or you won't be okay with 50 grand. you know, but we gonna ask for $2 million.
Yeah,
And just see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not like your negotiation skills suck.
Man.
Yeah.
At this
So
point,
like
they-
that's why I'm like, I don't understand because like I can't see a good or a okay or a rookie lawyer being okay when asking for 50 grand.
Man, they're gonna break that all the way down. At the end of that, they're gonna be like, we're gonna give you one U-Haul truck, $1,000 worth of gas money and quick trip cards.
Right.
We're gonna get you some we're gonna get you some housing for like a week,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna try to put you on Section 8 or whatever state you say.
Yeah,
Like we gonna nigga, that's what 50 grand could be worth.
yeah. I mean, and minus the lawyer fees and the taxes, like
Yeah.
you know, it's not a lot at all, you know. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens. I mean, they could take it to trial and like let the jury figure out the amount that's appropriate. You know.
On the jury. Share a young man's life. I'll tell him like that man need like $10 million.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, unfortunately, that has in our community that has become like some type of weird rite of passage to have to deal with the police in a negative light in some capacity. And unfortunately, this is such a high profile situation. And yeah, I feel like they should be compensated, but then I also understand the argument on letting the shit go because the charges are dropped. So just go on about your business.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't have never had charges in the first place.
Shouldn't have had charges in the first place too.
It's the whole point. Like,
Right.
You know, you want me to let it go, but I shouldn't have had charges in the first place. I don't give a fuck if I flee the scene or not. There's so many witnesses said that I wasn't the cause of that. I left because I'm scared, and and I'm with my mama, and I'm 14.
Right.
Hell yeah, I ran. I shouldn't have still got charged for nothing. You should have got the information, do your fucking job as a policeman.
Yeah.
Figure all that shit out, and by the time you come talk to me and my mama, you say, I'm sorry for what you had to do, young man.
Mm-hmm. Right, because I can't see a jury, like even if they would have went to trial, which is probably the reason why the prosecution was like, yeah, no, this ain't even worth it. Because I can't see a jury in the world, not let alone the country, but the world saying convict them.
Especially in these days of Second Amendment protection.
Yeah. You know, because I mean, he's lucky that that's all that happened to him.
Right.
Like it could have been way worse. He could have got pistol whipped and then shot. You know, it could have been. I mean, deleting is pretty much the ultimate, but the way he went out, it could have been way worse. You know.
I mean, and that's just the situation, and that whole situation in a nutshell is coming to the whole image of what you see. That man walked in that motherfucker and seen that lady and that son, and whatever exchange that they had, he already peeped, and he was figuring, I'll fuck this bitch up and I'll punch that little nigga lights out too.
Well, he wasn't in there at first, and from the way it looks, is that because I saw a couple of surveillance videos. The way it looks is that he came to the threshold of the door and stood there, and then when dude started hitting his mom, that's when he was like, "Oh shit," you know, and pulled it out. But I mean, that's what anybody would do.
They actually wanted to they were thinking about pursuing her for because they were saying that she had the gun in the within his access because so it wasn't if it was locked away, who knows, he was able to get it.
Yeah.
So,
That's the thing you take into account of is Chicago, and how I don't know anything about how Chicago moved, but from what I hear is it's dangerous everywhere. So that little dude, I mean, in the sake of this, like little dude been knowing how to carry that pistol for his mama. He ain't had to get taught that because of where he grew up. You know what I'm saying? So he know how to handle that motherfucker with his mama. I ain't saying he out here, like you said, it seems like he a good kid. So he ain't got to be out here. But his mama damn sure taught him how to protect himself with that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we have a couple comments. Unveil the Real podcast said, "Let's go." And then Glenn says they're going to get a gift card to Red Lobster after fees. Pretty
Man,
much.
you is always gonna be a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Glenn.
I've been trying to be lightweight on the jokes. You come right at it with the Red Lobster.
Right. He gonna have your back when you trying to be nice.
Right. I love it. That's why I need you, man. God damn.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, again, this is going to be a continuing story.
Yeah.
So we will definitely revisit it if we have more updates. But that's the latest update with that. Now, another story that we said that we was going to continue to update on is Jonathan Majors. Now, we all know back in March, he had an incident with a girlfriend, who I believe is his former girlfriend now, where it was domestic violence, and he got arrested. And along with that whole domestic violence situation, you know what comes after that. He gets dropped from his, I think it was the PR.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets dropped from his PR firm. He starts losing jobs. He hasn't lost marble just yet, but he lost other stuff, you know, because as soon as word gets out, people don't, you know, stick around for the facts. They just automatically go. But he went to court probably like a week or two ago, and with his new girlfriend, Megan Good. That's
always bet on black, my nigga.
But now it's looking like, which they have been saying that it was the ex-girlfriend who was the aggressor. And they have been saying that from the footage, because there's a lot of footage from that night, that she may have lied and that the police may have coerced her into saying that Jonathan Majors was the one that was the aggressor.
Yeah.
So now they are charging the ex-girlfriend with domestic violence.
Yeah.
I haven't seen official word on if the charges got dropped on Jonathan Majors yet. But what it's looking like is that the charges may be dropped on him, and they're going to continue to pursue the ex-girlfriend. Which
last I heard on that part was that they're still gonna go forward with the charges that were presented on him in August.
See, so
I think that was as of today.
Okay, yeah. So I guess he's gonna have his day in court to finally get those either get those charges dropped or get acquitted from the charges. But
do you think the people should get some sort of penalty if they file a false report?
Exactly, I do.
Some places, yeah. This happened in New York, and I know y'all remember from a couple years ago. The lady that was in the park that called the police on a guy that was bird watching.
Yeah.
She got charged for the false report.
Yeah.
So
and that was in New York, right?
That was in New York. Okay. Yeah. So that can happen. I bring that up to say that can happen. Now,
wasn't this in New York also?
This was in New York.
Oh.
Yes. So, yeah, I don't know if a police coerced you into it, because in that situation with the bird watcher, nobody coerced her. She just let out lie. But the police coerced her, and they knew that she wasn't all the way there, because I think she was like drunk.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying.
That might help her.
She had said 19 times before the police coerced her that, because she said 19 times that she didn't know, because she said she was so drunk off of you know whatever she had taken plus some drinking, that she had fallen and hit her head in the closet, I believe. Yeah. So, but she had said it 19 times, but she didn't know what was going on. And, you know, then after that, the police, who, according, you know, to some of the records, was on some racist shit anyway, because they was basically like, as soon as they got there, they was like, how can he afford this place? First thing they said. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was brought up as well.
So they, so you already got this bias, this implicit racial bias you have in you already as you're, assessing the scene and speaking with the supposed victim. And so first thing you're gonna do is I don't say first thing you're gonna do. Hopefully you're gonna try to tell the story right. You know what I'm saying? But if you already have this bias in you, you're gonna tell it to the bias that you already have built in you. You know what I'm saying? Your bias is saying, who is this N-word that's in the head? Can I say nigga? Anyway, who's this nigga together? You know what I'm saying?
You can say whatever. That's why we put the timer in the
Who is this nigga with they got this got this money to afford all of this? Who does he think he is? And they got this white guy. Yeah, he did it. Hey, no. Look, listen. We'll tell you. This is how you tell him. This is how you say he did it. You know what I'm saying? Or however the damn video went. But it's like I heard that there's footage of them actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like to me that's crazy that you gotta that's what you gotta go through if all of this is true. But I'm just saying it's like nothing has been proven yet. And I thought in America it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? Where is that? Because ain't nothing been proven yet, right?
No.
So then how come why do we have to act like he's automatic? Why did everybody act like, because that's what most folks did, act like he was automatically guilty?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's how society is right now. They automatically make you guilty
until proven
innocent. You're proven innocent.
That's how the world works right now. That's so crazy.
Yeah. I mean it's very unfortunate. That's how it is because we have examples on where that does not work, i.e. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, all day. So, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, let's go. Johnny Depp that was a dub for every man in the world, baby.
Let's go.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I fucks with Johnny Depp. This bitch shit my nigga bed, dog. Fuck that bitch, man.
Oh.
Hey, man, fuck that.
Wait. She made up a story and said he jammed a whole bottle of her yin yang.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Glass? I mean, I get they got him. But
she was watching Gone Girl.
Dude.
And was
like, I could do better than that.
Right.
I could do better than that. Come on. I could do better than that. Hold on now. If it happened to me, this is how it's gonna play out. Don't go for that.
No, man, that bitch. Getting back where we was on.
Right side.
Sure. First and foremost, I really want to say this. I can't wait to see Jonathan Majors and the Avengers 27 or whatever many fucking movies he's gonna be in because this is some fucking bullshit. Like it's just too much evidence to prove that this is bullshit. And I hate that as a black man, in 2023, as soon as a white woman mentions anything about us to this day, we automatically get put in this box of fucked up niggerism. Dude. And that shit is crazy. Like, but I said this when we started this, y'all. Like, y'all watch this show. I said this the first time we even mentioned this. As soon as I say it, I know Lindsay gonna remember. The problem with us as men, black men, when we get a little bit of something, we keep on fucking with these white bitches. You gotta stop fucking with them white bitches when you start establishing yourself thoroughly in the game for real, because they still can play their role with you and they can play super victim the bigger the star you is. I keep fucking saying this. That's why I really, really love. I don't give a fuck if motherfuckers talking about it's a gimmick or whatever. I just see the error in this nigga ways, and he said, "Damn, man, I can't. I gotta fuck with a black bitch." Like I think he been fucking with old girl. I think that was the reason why white girl flipped out. But that's just another.
That is a theory that's been going around.
I think, you know what I'm saying.
That's who was on the phone
and seen that motherfucker because you see that face and you see that number, you're gonna be mad as a motherfucker because you don't look that good.
You know.
She probably didn't even know who Megan Good was. She probably had to Google that shit. I mean.
Oh yeah, she wasn't like internationally known.
Yeah,
but no,
she probably was like,
she just scrolled through the numbers. She just seen the pic. She like,
from Anchorman.
That's who you fucking with, like.
Yeah.
Man, I think they and I think that was her time. Like, all right, nigga, stop playing with me when it comes to these white hoes. Now I'm gonna stand with you. I'm gonna stand with you through this whole shit. It's one thing to be a side piece. It's another to be like, man, you still doing this fuck shit with these white bitches?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna stand with you, let you know, because I've been telling you fucked up. Maybe we got an open relationship, whatever. You can do what you want, but stop fucking with these dumb white hoes, nigga. You done fucked up shit up, man. Come on, man.
Something tells me that that's his taste.
It could be, but right now, you better start pitching for what you need to pitch for.
Hey,
You already seen how they did you. Now they did you crazy. Now I ain't, I tell people all the time, man. Y'all know on this show, I always be like, hey, man, whoever you love is whoever you love. I can't take that away from you.
women do you crazy.
Exactly. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? It's whoever you love is whoever you love. But when a motherfucker get to playing you like that, like put your life on the line, hey, you better stop fucking with that type.
That's the thin line between love and hate type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hit myself with the soul.
But,
look what they did to me.
If we talking about race, there was a black cat.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that could be an argument for interracial dating.
What do you mean?
It could be one notch on the other side. So you saying the whole, stick with your own basically. But if you bring it up thin line,
No, I say go back home when you ventured out there and you seen that shit fuck you up.
yeah.
Come on back home.
But
That's
if
what
you're
I
bringing
say.
up the example of thin line, that was a black cast. So that could be an argument for why you don't stay home or go home or whatever.
Okay, I see what you said.
Yeah.
Basically, women be crazy, y'all.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Women be crazy
How
as
about
fuck.
people be crazy?
Yeah, people do.
Sure.
But women can take more advantage of the situation.
There are some very
Wow.
controlling people.
Man, come
out
on,
there.
man. Everybody that's listening to this podcast right now, and these two niggas right here sitting at this couch can tell you, I know at least 5 dudes that went to jail because all the girl did was call the police.
Well,
freshman year grammar school.
Look, he about to tell you the shit.
No, for real.
Nigga went Golden Girls.
The wildest
Pictures,
thing,
say no.
It always happened. Now it wasn't just because of graduation, because sometimes people do graduate after the fall semester. But basically, we would have like 14,000 people in the fall semester, but then by spring we only have 9. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that was because of people running, accusations.
Yeah.
Somebody did get somebody pregnant. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, it was a whole bunch of that. That was happening. So just saying. Anyway, but just to kind of get back to the conversation, because I'm good for going on. But
That's all good.
my bad, I did it again.
Right.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
You are right in the lane of where I'm always at.
It's good. Just saying, but yeah, it's always like some kind of false accusation that's taking place for a lot of these young men, and it's like, okay, they didn't want to try to face that, didn't want to have to deal with the police or anything like that. If somebody's, nothing like that. If somebody's big brother came on, as a senior, whatever, she was a freshman, whatever, however it went. You know what I'm saying? So don't nobody want to deal with that stuff. So a lot of accusations sometimes can lead to people saying, you know what, let me go ahead and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was like the known story across campus. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of the 3 reasons everybody figured people wasn't there.
yeah. And I get what you're saying. And that's what, as a whole, that's what they want you to believe. But I'm actually an exception. Because the only time I went to jail was because a motherfucker lied on me. A man. So, yeah.
What?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
All right, and no disrespect to anybody when I say this. Please, we got that tape under there. I'm just asking. Was it gay?
No.
He wasn't gay?
No.
I figured a gay dude because he's scared. He's going to whoop his ass. He gonna. I mean, and again, no disrespect to nobody. That was just what I was thinking. No. It was a straight man. He called the police on you?
Yeah, he called the police on me several times, but one time I did go to jail.
What? Did you put your hands on him?
How much time you had to
We
spend?
had a fight. I spent 2 hours in jail.
Oh,
Did you hit him first?
No. What happened was,
Mhm.
look, putting my business out here. Okay. All right. So anybody that knows me knows that my mom he's now an ex-husband. And we didn't get along. And there was a particular situation where it escalated. And what happened was that we bumped shoulders. So when we bumped shoulders, he just took off on me. So we had a fight.
Wow.
Then when I tried to get away, he followed me. And then he fought me in my car. So when I finally, I wore glasses at the time, so I had contacts in. I didn't realize he knocked my contacts out till I got around the corner. So when I got around the corner, I had called my brother before I left. He wasn't mobile, so he was like, come get me. So I got around the corner. That's when I realized I can't see. You know, like when you engulfed in it, right? And anybody
getting where you need to be,
right? Anybody that knows me before my surgery, because I had LASIK surgery in 19. This shit happened in 05. But anybody that knows me know I couldn't see past my nose. So the adrenaline was pumping that hard that it took me getting around the corner to be like, I can't see. So I had to call him back and be like, bro, I can't see. So then I had to call my sister because my contacts was at my sister's house. I had to call my sister and tell her what happened. And can you bring my contacts because I can't see. So I stayed. She flew over there, gave me my contacts. Then she went to my mama's house. And I left. And when she went to my mama's house, the police were already there. So she called me back and was like, they talking about it's going to be a warrant for your arrest if you don't come back. So I turned around, came back, told my side of the story, but they had already lied on me prior to me getting there. So the police was like,
who lied on you?
We're good now. Me and my mom are good now.
Wow.
But her and him both lied on me. And it was 2 against 1. So, yeah.
That's family sometimes.
Yeah. So I had to go to jail. My hair was done. This is back in 05. I had all kinds of like hairpins and shit in my hair. So they had to take all them out. And I was here. I went to Georgia State that year. I had just came back for summer break. So yeah. I had had to take all the hairpins out and shit. And then the police knew it was some bullshit, but they had to go with, 2 against 1. So they was just like, all right, we're gonna take it. And so like they would put me in the front. I had the handcuffs on, but they put me in the front seat. They was talking to me. They was real cool. I had to go down to 27 and Benton and stay. But I was down there like 2 hours. I went to court that Monday. The judge pretty much told us that if there's no more incidents in the next 6 months, he'll drop it. Wasn't no more incidents, so he ended up dropping the case. So yeah, so I am the exception to what y'all are saying.
You had an old fogey ass nigga.
Yeah, I mean,
this young girl in there, she done hit me on the good side of my chest.
Yeah, like he made up a whole story and she went along with it. She talking about she saw it the whole time, but she was all the way upstairs when he started. Like, yeah. So it was a mess. It was a mess. But like I said, me and my mom are okay, especially now because she divorced his ass. But
it's always good to know that that didn't fuck up the family.
Oh, it did for years. It did for years. Yeah, like me and my mom, we didn't have a really cool relationship while he was still around until my grandma passed. And when my grandma passed, this has been the longest we've been okay since I've been an adult. My grandma passed in 14, but she didn't divorce him until 20 or 21. I can't remember. But I mean, it seems like now it just seems like she's lighter. Like she's back to who she was. Now. So now, yeah, we're good. Now it'd be certain times where you get triggered when you get the talk because there's like other stuff that was going on, But yeah. So sometimes like we just don't talk about him. But if something comes up to where he has to get talked about. There may be a trigger there, and there may not be a trigger there. But I try to handle those triggers without lashing out and, you know. Yeah. Well, no, I didn't get physical with my mama behind that. But like arguing and stuff like that and doing all that extra, I try not to do. You know.
So when that nigga,
and I was 21 at the time. Like I'm not 21 anymore.
So when that nigga walked past you and did that shit, did he say, "I bet you gonna knock this pencil off my motherfucking shoulder"?
No.
Like, because the way you described that, like we shoulder bumped and this nigga just went off. Like
no, like literally
what?
That's what happened.
Like this nigga's crazy.
That's literally what. Like it was already an issue. It was an issue because it was the stupidest issue. What happened was because I technically wasn't staying there, but I was there, and I went to go get some Taco Bell because I was downstairs in the rec room, and I went to go get some Taco Bell. I came back. When I came back, he was there. And he was in the rec room where I was. So I went to tell my mama, like, yo, you know I was already down here. Can you tell him not to be down here? She wasn't going to do it. Of course, he heard us. So when me and her was arguing about it, I just stopped or whatever. And I was just like, I'm about to leave. So I went back downstairs to get my stuff. But he had already got his stuff and was leaving the rec room. So there was like a little island right there because she had a split level house. So we was at the bottom and there was a little, not an island, but a landing right there. And so in the landing, while he was coming out and I was going into the rec room, we bumped shoulders. Like, you know,
But
equal.
Was
it was
intentional?
equal. It was intentional on both our ends.
So y'all both walked past each other was like
with the stick on the shoulder.
Yeah, like. Yeah, that was both.
You trying to see who gonna push you?
Yeah, because like when nobody moving out the way or anything like that. So it was. Yeah. So when he did that,
in your situation, but I'm just thinking about it right now. I'm just walking past a motherfucker like Lindsay walking past a motherfucker just going. Like really giving that boy, I ain't moving, bitch. Like that's crazy tough.
And then so when that happened, he just grabbed onto me and just started doing this. Then he got me into the rec room and choked me. By this time, my mama was downstairs, but she was sitting on me while he was choking me.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, mama, he choking me, but she's holding me down while he's doing it. It's basically what you're doing if you're sitting on me. So I did this and got her off of me. And when I did that, she pushed into him, and that's how he stopped choking me. So I left. I had my phone in my hand. My phone was a flip phone at the time because it's 05. It lit up blue. So I'm going into my car. I had an Eclipse back then. So I'm going into my car. He followed me into my car. And so now he's hitting me in my head in my car.
Wait, so he walked you down?
No, like I left because we were on the bottom. Yeah. So the bottom was the rec room, the laundry room, and the garage. Okay. So I went out the garage. My car was in the driveway of the garage. So while I'm going out the garage, he even followed me out to the car. So he's trying to grab my phone out my hand, but while he's trying to grab my phone, he's hitting me upside my head. Then he told the police that I kicked him in his nuts. Well, yeah, pussy, I kicked you in your nuts because you were choking me. You know what I'm saying? And so while that happened, so like he followed me or whatever in my car. He's trying to grab my phone. I held on for dear life, but he's trying to tell. But from what he told the cops,
I'm talking about, we not triggering nothing about it.
No, you know my eyes messed up.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No.
Okay.
No, but yeah. So while he's fighting me or whatever, he's grabbing my phone and whatnot, and my phone is lit up blue because the phone was open. So, but he told the police I didn't kick him in his nuts. I started the fight. He followed me because he thought I had a gun. He was trying to grab the gun out of my hand, so that's the reason why he followed me. What gun light up blue? But yeah, and she went along with the story. But it was like, how can you go along with the story saying that I hit him first when you were all the way upstairs in a split level house? You didn't see it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, I went to jail for 2 hours, and of course my mama bailed me out, and my mom and my sister were there. And I went with my sister, of course, because I'm not going with you. You know what I'm saying? And then my sister called my other sister, and they had to get my car. And my car was a stick at the time, so like one of my sisters couldn't drive the car. It was like a mess. And then I tried the next day to press charges, but because the charges were pressed on me in Missouri, only one person can press charges. In Georgia, like I was coming from Georgia, so in Georgia, I actually sat in on a case where both of them pressed charges against one another. So I was like, okay, well, I can press charges against him. I got pictures and everything. Like I had bruises and shit like that. And when I went down there to press charges, they was like, no, you already got charges against you, only one person. I was like, wow. Okay. So yeah. Damn. So that was my story.
Damn. So Piggy, slide that back into what we're talking about. Like her real life story has nothing to do with what this white bitch said against Jonathan Majors.
Facts. Yeah.
You feel me? So and you know, no disrespect to any white people, because I'm not calling y'all out. I'm calling her out directly without saying her name. Like that white bitch to press charges on Jonathan Majors because she was too drunk and police coerced her to say this fucking stupid ass story, and then double back on that and send text messages that he's been saying, and now it's coming back that he's been right the whole time.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to tell y'all, but stop fucking with them white bitches when you up there, my nigga. Like not them silly ass white bitches. Like I ain't telling you not to fuck with those white bitches. Like I said the one time why I mentioned this, I ain't telling you not, but you know the ones that you know will got potential to put you under the bus. You see that shit. Stop fucking with them type of hoes. If you sitting there with a white woman right now and y'all having, and you like, oh, I think she might be the one, and she starts complaining about a DoorDash service to the point where she calls a motherfucker directly and talks about how disrespectful the DoorDash service was, she gonna send you to jail, nigga.
Damn.
You gotta take a look at a woman who will, how a woman treats wait staff, basically. Yeah, you gotta. You know how what she does with power, and basically is a good way of looking at it. Because in that position, you know, the customer's always right, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So like, how does she handle that power when she is in that position? You know what I'm saying?
Does she act like a Karen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically.
Does she act like she's over?
How does
she
she
trying to lord over someone all of a sudden when it's like, well, you know, she wouldn't want that to happen. You know, well, hell, don't nobody want that shit.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so I don't know.
Yeah. So Unveil the Real says, I know about 20 dudes that went to jail because of chicks, LOL.
I mean, yeah.
Nah, we was getting dudes out of that.
These niggas that do that, man. I've seen a nigga get hit directly in the face by his baby mama. Wow.
Oh.
And then and turn around and tell this nigga, you going to jail today. And he did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? Like I'm sitting watching this shit unfold, like, this nigga just sitting outside like I ain't trying to deal with this shit. She come right out there, bow, and you going to jail today, pussy. And he didn't get up, snap, none of that. He sat on the porch, and the police came and talked to him, and he said his piece, and whatever, she came out with the rah shit, and he went to jail.
Yeah, because unfortunately, they make us believe that it's always the man's fault. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
and when it's a black man with a white woman, then she's definitely gonna get benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
There's no question to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anytime you got like you were saying already, Lee, like if it's her word against his, she gonna win out.
Yeah, you going to jail.
She gonna win out. That's all it is to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that there's surveillance footage available, like you were saying on you said from the outside of the when the DV took place, wasn't it outside of a club or something like that?
With Jonathan Majors, it was outside of Uber.
Yeah, I was about to say outside of Uber.
Yeah, it was an Uber. So they got surveillance of her down near the whole night because she was supposed to be injured and all this type of shit, but she like went to a bar and
Mhm.
like the hand that was supposed to be messed up, she's using it, no problem.
Mm.
Like everything that was supposed to be wrong,
Yeah.
the videos show otherwise.
So,
You know.
okay.
And then on top of that, they got the body cam footage from the cops, basically showing them coercing her.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know? So it just ain't
That's
been
what I'm saying.
made
19
public.
times she was like, nah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like they've shown us like photos and stuff. Like I haven't seen the videos, but they've shown us like photos and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people online was like, okay, where's the video? Y'all been saying y'all got all this evidence. Where's the video?
Mhm.
But I just with all the evidence piling up, I still can't understand why they just haven't dropped the charges against Jonathan. That's the part that
Because of his past. I know what I'm saying.
Oh,
people are coming out.
yeah,
now.
Coming out on
yeah.
some fuck shit. But the thing is, you know, the powers that be, they bet on each other. All these people that's coming out, you know, either are women or white.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, okay, so he must be this type of guy. Because white people and women of all, they're coming out saying the same thing. But my thing is this man can be an asshole. He can be superiorly a method actor and be gone off whatever role he is and all that. If y'all feel like he really did something all these years ago, for him to be a black man, he would have been gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
you can say the same thing about Cosby too.
Nah, you can't say the same thing about Cosby because the difference between Cosby and this nigga is they didn't come out until the first time. These people, if we go through the timeline of Cosby, they've been trying to come out and file police reports. It was the powers that was backing Cosby that was keeping him.
The 60s?
Yeah. You better
'Cause
look that shit up.
I've always wondered.
He's
like,
been
why the
accused
hell?
since he started in the game.
Yeah.
That was, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
That was part of his stand-up.
I know, like the whole Spanish
Yeah.
fly stuff was a part of the stand-up, but I just like because some of the women have said because they have been questioned on why they haven't came out, and they have said, well, nobody would believe me. He was a big factor, blah 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 blah. But I'm like, you're a white woman. You
That
have
nigga got
trump
police
card.
reports from the 60s.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I ain't
Yeah,
know
white man power back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he had a different type of pool.
Somehow,
This wasn't
yeah.
Jonathan May. Jonathan May, one person came out and did all these fuck niggas, and these ladies started coming out all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Talking about, yeah, he's been this and he's been aggressive. And none of them said, yeah, he slapped the dog shit out of me. He just aggressive.
Right.
Yeah, I've been aggressive, nigga. I'm a nigga.
And how about this? You don't even, I mean, real talk, you don't know how many of the ones from the way back then are still hating on him because of the fact that he's famous.
Yeah.
Or for any other reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't know how many of them is out there just like, I'm gonna get him now. How you thought he was, or he think he's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It could just be them trying to, you know, get him back for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whatever hating, and they got their heart. You know what I'm saying? So
Nigga took a role from him at junior year of college. Nigga ain't never forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Some of these people are like really salty, and they were just waiting for their moment to shine because he's doing it now. You know, like he's that dude now. So, and he just like outshined everybody in Quantumania. You know what I mean?
yeah, they said that he was like the only shining light in the movie.
He really was.
I didn't see it. I don't know if
So I went to the movies and saw it, fell asleep, but I saw it probably like a couple weeks ago. That movie is awesome because of Jonathan.
It's a pretty good movie.
Because of Jonathan. Like, I can see why they was like, you know what, we about to build a whole thing around him. Like, Kang the Conqueror was about to be that dude, and I really hope they do continue with that plan. I think that's the reason why they're holding out because this is supposed to be huge.
That's what I said. I can't wait to phase 5, 6, and 7. I would make them renegotiate my contract. I'm gonna stay with y'all for life just because when y'all knew I was going through this fuck shit, y'all didn't even fake with me not one time.
Right.
I said we just gonna watch this play out now.
Right. And because they see what happened with the whole Johnny Depp situation. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna ride this out with you, dog. Whatever they say.
They gotta pay Johnny huge for him to even show his face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, they probably like, okay, we didn't learn from the shit that we did with Johnny, so we not about to do that shit with Jonathan. You know what I mean? So yeah, we about to sit this one out until y'all actually say that man is convicted.
And hopefully he get more than $50,000.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Next 12 movies, man.
Right.
$50,000 a
Right.
pack of cools.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You all right, OG.
Right. Okay, so that's enough of Jonathan. Okay, so next up, all right, let's just go ahead and go to the flow.
Excuse me. How are you ranking these?
Right.
Because this is pretty fucked up.
All right.
The Parkland high school situation that happened where we lost 17 kids in a mass shooting of the high school. Well, there was a resource officer that was there that stayed outside, and he got charged because of that. I don't know what his charges were, but
Negligence.
was it negligence?
I
I
believe
know
so.
he got like several charges.
Dereliction of duty.
Yeah, like
some other, some other stuff. But yeah.
yeah. So he got acquitted
Mm-hmm.
of all charges this past week. What's the point of a resource officer if you're not gonna be there for that reason?
So the reason that was provided by his attorney was that he had not, he wasn't able to correctly identify where the shots were coming from, because he and several other, I think it was like almost 20 other witnesses, had also stated, within their area, they couldn't exactly tell just by hearing where the shots were coming from. So even in the training that he has, which is created by the Columbine, after the Columbine shooting and all that in 1999, they basically was like, okay, you're in this training now, which says that you're supposed to go in and follow the sound. You know what I'm saying? But because he couldn't identify what the sound is, that was kind of his justification, along with those witnesses, that he didn't have to go in there. I won't say he didn't have to, but it kind of justified him not going in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that it was okay. You know what I'm saying? Because but here's the thing. So he didn't, in his defense, he didn't have his bulletproof vest. He didn't have his helmet or anything like that. He didn't have his shotgun. You know what I'm saying? So all he had was his pistol, his sidearm. You know what I'm saying? So if he's gonna go in there, he's 60. He's not 60. He was like 57 years old at the time. So was he supposed to go in there? You know what I'm saying? Be Rambo? I'm not saying that he shouldn't, because I guess that's what people expect. But at the same time, and don't get me wrong. I heard the parents of some of the people who passed away, whatever, and they were just sitting there like, I don't want my kid. I'm sorry, if you had come up there, say up to the third floor, which is where dude went. Apparently, I guess he went, floor by floor. Forgive me, I don't know the whole story, but it was like, if he had like come in for a second, I would have gave my kid an extra second to get away. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that, but at the same time, like, is he supposed to be Rambo? Like, what's he supposed to? Again,
but he's not supposed to be just sitting outside.
He's by himself.
Okay, so what would be the solution?
That's what I'm saying. Again, it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback on some stuff and what you should have, could have did. I understand, because everybody like to do that and be like, man, if I was in there, man, I would have. And I get that, you know what I'm saying? And because I ain't gonna lie, now I know me, I probably would have. I know I probably would have. But that's because I feel a little bit more of a responsibility for maintaining peace in my area. Especially if that's my job. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just feel like if this dude wasn't trying to get shit, I ain't getting off my damn train of thought. But I'm just saying, like, no, but I feel like the dude wasn't, if he didn't feel like he had that obligation on him, you know what I'm saying, then maybe, you know what I'm saying, that was another reason why he was like, man, if I had backup, if I had people, if I had my vest on me, something something to make me feel like I can protect myself other than my little, my 45-minute training that I had once upon a time. Who knows how long ago it was. But I'm saying, like, whatever training he had, like, then maybe he was like, man, this is all I can do.
That just sounds like a bunch of excuses.
It probably does,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like,
Because what is the point of having a resource officer at the school when we know the resource officers, it was an influx in them because of Columbine?
Yeah.
So what is
So
the
there's
point of having them
one
there if they're just gonna sit outside? What, regardless on if you have a shotgun or a pistol or a bulletproof vest or a helmet or backup, what is the point? Why are you there? Just to make it look good?
a lot of them, honestly, they like them damn Walmart greeters. Like, that's really all.
But
all
you
it is.
don't expect
I mean,
a Walmart greeter to do extra. You expect a Walmart greeter to be a Walmart greeter.
I feel you, but I'm just saying that was the defense that was provided. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I said, I think he probably should have, but made some sort of attempt to at least get to one of the entrances, so that way you could get a. It's like he almost didn't. That's what I'm saying.
He
Like,
didn't even
that's what I'm saying. He didn't even go to one of the doors to try to figure out, what
he didn't
side.
even pick his head down.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
oh, well, I can
Like,
tell.
hello, anybody? You know what I'm saying?
Like
throw,
nothing.
throw something down the hallway
Right.
and see if somebody make a sound toward it or whatever. You know what I
He
mean?
didn't even try to
Man.
MacGyver that shit. Like,
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing like that. But
Nothing.
I'm just saying, but the fact remains that that was basically his defense. The defense was saying that, you know what I'm saying, like, what is he supposed to do? And I get it, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know. I just feel like he could have done more. I know I'm a lot younger, but yeah, I'd have done more.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like we all can come up with our own conclusions, and we can all say what we could have did, and then we can always raise the scenario of people are different. My thing about it is, if you are here because of school shootings, then in a fucking act of a school shooting, you should at least fake it till you make it.
okay.
The nigga could have did this shit. He could have said, "You better stop fucking with them kids," and then just sit his ass back down. And I would have believed that more.
Like, fuck is you doing?
And
Stop!
man,
I say.
I just don't understand how everybody's trying to blame his age. They trying to blame backup. When you got this job, you know it wasn't gonna be no backup. You know it was gonna be you until the police arrived. And that's the thing. It's like, and I'm not saying what he did was wrong, but you shouldn't do it in front of everybody. If I was him and I knew I wasn't gonna be looking for a shooter, I would at least walked into them 2 front doors and found the nearest room. And if he was in there, he was in there. Well, I was just gonna have to have a shootout at that point. But if he ain't in there, I'm gonna sit my ass down and wait for the police, bitch. And then I'm gonna come out sweating like, I was everywhere.
I'm inside the facility. I'm in the 1200 building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just let them know something.
Just fake it, like you said. Fake that shit. But
You gotta
it's like,
nigga, we shouldn't even be going through this shit with your fucking coward ass. That's the thing. You thought you had a cushiony ass job, and you ain't really on your thing. That's the privilege of being a white police officer. Because a black police officer would have been crucified for that.
oh yeah, absolutely. Because I didn't even hear about this one until he got acquitted. Now, if it was a black police officer, he would have been the face of what not to do during active shooters at schools. You know what I'm saying? And then this is the crazy part about it, because this happened in 2017? That's 18 years since Columbine. So they had 18 years to perfect this situation. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we had Sandy Hook in between.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention all the other countless school shootings that don't make international news.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they've had so many years to perfect this situation. They should have had additional training. They should have had them heated heavily. You know what I'm saying? They should be walking around with the bulletproof vest on them. You know what I'm saying? Like they should legit look.
We had
like
all this time, and these niggas hired Barney Fife.
Right.
So you think they should have one in every single school across the nation?
Yeah, if we're not gonna do nothing about gun control, then yes, we need to be on the defense.
So we need to have how many? How many do we need to have?
How many?
How many resource officers do we need to have per capita of kids? Like one officer per how many kids?
Shit, I would say probably. I don't know because it depends on the school and how many are in the school and the area of the school and all that type of stuff. Like I would say like a suburb school, if we're going off of stats, should have more research officers.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say like I don't believe inner city schools should have any type of research officer because of the situation you put those kids in. You're gonna put those kids in a dangerous position because they're only in there to look for a criminal.
Yeah.
Now, in the suburbs where school shootings are happening, now you know that's where you need that.
That's where you.
I ain't saying they don't shoot around schools here, but they don't.
Look at the statistics.
I was about to say, look at the stats though. We ain't know what I'm saying. If a nigga got killed at, know what I'm saying, leaving, he got killed leaving Central. He didn't get killed in a stairway.
Right. And usually like with the situations that happen in schools, it's not a mass. Like I'm shooting everybody I see. No, they're going for somebody specifically. And if you get caught in the cops fired, then you get it how you live. But in a suburb school, they're shooting everybody that comes in their path. I went to a suburb school when Columbine happened. I was a student at the school a year later after Columbine when we were getting threats on the anniversary of Columbine. You know what I'm saying? So like that is real. And they still weren't putting metal detectors in schools. They still weren't putting the influx of resource officers at that school. And that's the crazy part about it because I took my ACTs at Central, not to mention that the hood I grew up in was Central. But you go into Central at any time, day or night, they got cops right there at the door. They got the metal detectors right there. I didn't know what the fuck to do going through a metal detector going in Central. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to deal with that in Raytown. But Raytown is more prone to having a mass shooting than Central. And that's the crazy part about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I should be the one telling the inner city, okay, this is what you do when you go through. You know.
So again, but that's what I'm saying. So do you have one at every single suburban school across the entire nation?
I would.
You know how many high schools and middle schools that is?
Okay, then we need to do something about it.
So what? We give like a whole army of officers that are going to each one of these. I mean, like who's training all this and who's spending the money to do the training? Okay, and I'm just saying like that's because that's honestly what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to money. Right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But it's gonna come down to money, and that will be the only big problem that they will have with getting it done.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But something has to be done.
I don't even say we do that. Only thing I say is, from here on out in the future, whoever has these type of research officers, they need to make sure that they are properly trained. Period. We don't have to know what I'm saying. It ain't got to be one of those things where it goes across the spread.
Okay, but then that goes back to money.
Right. I was about to say so. And how long? How long do they do this?
They need to be trained.
This is just the new norm. How long do we keep this?
No, it should be the new norm. So it should be the new norm. Just because having security guards, metal detectors, and police patrolling was our new norm when we was going to school. It should be their new norm. So, that's the only way they're gonna even see a decline of it if that becomes normal.
Right. You think the taxpayers gonna want to pay for that?
They should if they pay for the shit that we had to go through in high school.
They're not gonna want to pay for it.
But see, that's the whole thing, though. You supposed to be taking care of your own. That's the whole cross thing. With us was like, if you think about it, black people don't take care of their own when it comes to natural voting. When it comes to voting in your city and voting in your state, and at the same time, these white folks don't even take care of their own when it comes to shit like that. Because you're supposed to be voting for that white man. Because the majority of y'all stay in these suburbs, and you know what I'm saying. So you should be paying for that.
They vote for their own interest, and
so that should be your interest, though.
So
it should be, but it's not.
This was just one officer. You know what I'm saying? Scott Peterson was one officer at this location, at this, you know what I'm saying?
For the whole school.
For the whole school.
And that's
and the school was like a campus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, and I think they said it was 3 buildings.
Yeah, Parkland is huge.
Yeah, so it's a big ass, almost like a college campus, a small college campus. You know what I'm saying? And so he's the only guy that's supposed to be there. How many resource officers are we supposed to have in a place like that? And then again, that's just for one school. Then like and like what sort of data are we using to say, is this the school that we need to be at? Is this one a little bit more likely based on whatever criteria? Like and who's putting that information together? Because all of this stuff is gonna come down to, you know what I'm saying, who's gonna do it and how much is it gonna cost and who's gonna pay for it.
Right. Right. And all that
So, like, we
should
can-
go into
Yeah.
how many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one for a whole school, especially as big as Parkland, no.
And how old what should the age requirement be? You know what I'm saying? Because this dude again.
I wouldn't
I
even
mean, you should
say
just
an
do
age
it. Shouldn't be an age
requirement.
requirement. It should be
I
three.
will say,
Yeah.
now I will say, you know what I'm saying, you should understand, like, if you signing up for this position, this is what the requirements are of this job. You know what I'm saying? This is what the hell you signed up for, period.
Yeah,
So-
but you can also make that argument about cops because, you know, cops be talking about I'm feared for my life or whatever, but
Yeah, they get the punk out.
yeah, like,
Punk out
So-
clause. Punk out
Right.
clause.
yeah. But it's like, okay, you knew that going in.
Yeah, you knew what you had to patrol. That's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
because I get how you breaking it down, and because you breaking it down to like,
Mhm.
you know, as people really are willing to pay for that, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's why I said, in general, motherfuckers really don't be taking care of each other like they should, because yeah, you should be willing to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for their livelihood, you know what I'm saying, or your legacy.
Mhm.
These kids are our legacy. These are our progenies. These are the ones that are supposed to supersede us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially in that category,
Yeah.
you're supposed to want to pay for that.
Yeah. But they are not looking at it like that. They're looking at one, if you're taking away my freedom by having this presence here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Y'all already built the hierarchy, bitch. Don't act like that. Y'all
But
done
that's
built the
what they're
hierarchy, so
looking
you
at
know
like
what.
that.
So
And
yeah,
then-
and
so-
then
yeah.
So we have like what? Do we do metal detectors?
But that would be taking
Yes.
away some of our freedom.
And then we do resource officers.
That would,
Officers. So-
that would be that. I'm telling you what the argument
it is,
You know
and then
what
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
no,
shit. You took ours.
I'm just saying, like,
But
It's-
it seemed like that was damn near not even something that was up for debate. We just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And if it was up for debate, going to your point, we're not there to combat it.
So let's just go ahead and do it. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. The powers that be need to be that kind of like the backers, the people that be spending the money for real to make certain things happen in different states. Y'all need to go ahead and push that.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and push it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
but-
fuck it. This is what it is. If you want to be governor, this is what I need.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they're not gonna do nothing about the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, unfortunately. Because if elementary kids can get killed, then we gotta get it how we live. You know what I'm saying? So elementary white kids at that. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do a damn thing about no gun control. So it's like we gotta be on the defense. We gotta have more resource officers. They gotta be trained. They gotta be heavily trained. Because not only are they dealing with all these types of personalities, but they gotta deal with an active shooter that may be coming in there with an AR-15. You know what I'm saying? So what do you do?
So what if they again? So that's all I'm saying is, now I hear what you're saying. That people should want to pay for it, but it's just like when you really
They're not going to.
That's what I'm saying. When you think about it, how much they gonna get paid? Let's say they get paid what, $45,000-$50,000 a year, each one. So you got 3, 4, maybe 5 of them at one school. That's $125,000. You know what I'm saying? That you're making sure that you're paying, or some or more than that. I probably did the math wrong. But I'm saying, like, you're $250,000. Sorry, that you're paying out just for these officers to be there.
And
You know what I'm
then
saying?
just to go on what you're saying right here,
Yeah.
that ain't even enough for me to risk my life for these kids.
That's what.
Like, so you got to pay them more.
That's what I'm saying, because that's my brother's he's a resource officer at a VA hospital in Illinois. So he said a time or two basically, like, it's always too much money when ain't nothing going on, and ain't enough money when there's some shit popping. You know what I'm saying? So like that's always so that's the amount that you got to kind of figure out. You know, what's the happy medium in between, you know what I'm saying, to get somebody to come here to do this job, but, you know, it's not going to hurt the taxpayers' pockets while they're sitting around just on the damn phone all day.
Yeah. But I just feel like if y'all not gonna do nothing about gun control, then you gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for it.
If they're not going to do anything about gun control, what do you mean?
Because like it was too
Now we
easy
get
for
off the
them.
reservation for real.
Yeah. But like it was too easy. It like guns are too easy to get in this country.
Mm.
And if you go to any other country that has more of a control,
Yeah.
you don't have these issues. You know what I'm saying? And nobody is they're trying to pass legislature, but they're not being successful. Nobody is being successful with trying to get some type of hold on this ridiculous situation with guns in this country.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if we're gonna continue down the path of being this whole free society with guns the way that they are,
Mm-hmm.
then you gotta pay for it. And one of the ways to pay for it is having more resource officers. You know what I'm saying?
So if we're not going to do anything about gun control,
If you're not gonna do anything about the offense, then you gotta pay for it on the defense.
so what should be done about gun control?
Well, me personally, I don't understand why you need an AR-15.
Okay.
Like you're not going to war. So
I'm
what do you
hunting
need?
a chupacabra. What the fuck are you talking about?
So what?
I'm hunting a chupacabra.
You know what?
That paranoid shit we got to come on, man. Sasquatch out there, all that shit. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
My mama actually stay in the woods. Nigga, I gotta. What are you talking about?
You're gonna just shoot up Bambi, the mama, the cousin.
Hey, listen, man. You come aggressive to my mama.
Then we're going back.
Yeah,
Right?
man. You get aggressive towards my mama. I don't give a fuck if you a man or a he-man, nigga. You're getting slugs,
But do you
nigga.
need the AR-15 to do that?
I do.
Wow.
So is that the only thing? So I mean, how is the type of weapon going to stop or change gun control?
Well, I don't think that's the only thing. We should have like stricter laws in regards to who can get a gun.
No, but I'm saying
And-
you're saying there's a particular type of gun.
Because like an
Not
AR-15
having
can
this
like
gun.
kill so many people in so many seconds, whereas compared to like a pistol,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So I just don't see why we need to have such a powerful gun as an AR-15.
Okay.
You know, and then like who can get the gun,
Mm-hmm.
and then like if you don't properly like if you can get the gun and you don't properly, you know, put it in a place where it's not as accessible to people that shouldn't be able to get the gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then there should be strict laws that you should be charged with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because like if I just have my gun out here
So
and
should
God
there-
forbid somebody come and get my gun and then go shoot up, excuse me, and then go shoot up a club or something, then I should be charged because I just had my gun out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I should be charged like for real, right along with the person that, you know, got the gun and shot up the people at the
Did the
club.
crime.
Yeah. You know, because I was negligent.
So should the amount of people that's being able to be killed matter per gun? Does the amount of bullets matter? Does the amount of firepower? See what I'm saying?
I think all that should matter.
Okay, so you want people to be only able to have like a 22.
Yeah.
So okay, so
Because
what do we do to get the 45s, the 38s, and the 9s off the streets?
that would be
You
the thing.
know what I'm saying?
That would be
Right.
the thing. And I don't get paid the big bucks to figure it out.
You know,
Right.
But I'm just saying, so like we're already in a position where, you know, so like you were saying, people already have weaponry. People already are armed as we speak. So it's like because of the, you know, the ease that there is to get a gun. So it's like, okay, well, if everybody's already got one, you're trying to say let's lessen the laws and get to a point where, you know, we're only moving with these 22s, or you know, this caliber or anything more than this is against the law.
Mhm.
What are we going to do to make sure that we get the people who already got them to turn them in?
Well,
And
they
how do
have
we-
to come up with certain ways to turn them in. You know
Now,
what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, I did hear about that there was a major
Like buyback or something.
no. There's a major gun a store or like a series of gun stores. Their information was hacked. I'm sorry, not hacked, but FBI agent came in and got their records, but it wasn't even like their gun buyer records. I mean, it wasn't the gun records of the guns they had. It was of the people who bought them. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? They may already be trying to look into, who got what guns, so that way they can have on mind and say, all right, everybody go to 22s and nothing better. And since we know he got an AR-15, we can go to his house and go get this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something they're doing.
Yeah, or not even just like.
But
I know
you
that's
can't even
like
do
that,
that
but
because
not
a lot of
even
gun
be able
shows
to-
don't register any of.
And that's another thing.
And then,
Yeah.
And
I know
a whole
nothing
lot of
like
transactions
that.
take place
Yeah.
outside of there.
And I know like a lot of people are not going to be down with that, but maybe are taking away the guns or buying them back or anything like that. Like
But
I
it's
know
just
nothing
you,
like that would
you
get
put
passed.
them in a situation where just because legally you do that, that's the thing about the USA. It's like just because you put a sanction on it legally, illegally things are still going to move how they move. So then you place yourself in the category that like we just seen in Chicago, where if we did have that gun banning law, that little boy, it wouldn't have been self-defense for his mama.
That's real.
Right.
Hey, that's real spit
Right.
there.
That's
So
true.
you know what I'm saying? We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, because you put that little boy in a bad position, and just because he had to do it because something happened to his mama because of the gun laws. Because if you think about it, in New York, you go to jail, period, if you get caught with a gun. They don't give a fuck about nothing. You could be like, I am the motherfucking Sultan of Israel, and they gonna be like, here in New York City, dead ass, you can't carry your piece, B. Keep this motherfucking truck. Like they really gonna be that calm with you.
Right. And that's the thing, because like, depending on the state, it's different laws, and I know like what I'm saying is probably extreme or whatnot, but we got to figure out something. You know what I mean? Something has to give.
And I get it. I understand that, but by saying
maybe like
a takeaway,
maybe it should be a whole bunch of maybe the taxes on the guns
and that could be it. But the
How much
takeaway would never be that kind.
How much responsibility do we put on the parents of these kids who do this? Or you know what I'm saying? How like, do we put any sort of response? Is it only the fact that we just have to be on defense? We can't, get into a point of saying, okay, yeah, you need to make sure you take care of yours. If you're gonna have these kids, you need to raise these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can be the best parent in the
I'm
world.
not saying, go ahead.
But I'm saying you could be the best parent in the world and the person can still, go wayward. I would
How did they
put more. I would put
talking
more
about,
on the gun owner, because
I'm
they
talking
could have been
about-
the best parent, and those could not have been.
how
those
did they
guns.
get access
the
to
parents.
these guns?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Going
They
back
could-
to what you were saying about the 14-year-old, like, because they was looking at him for a hot second about him having easy access to her gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they could be like, hey, why is this kid have these guns in the first damn place?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get them on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But something but we gotta figure out something. You know what
Who's
I'm
going to pay for
saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just came up with a solution just now, did I not?
And who gonna implement it?
We can do
Who's gonna
do property tax on guns.
We
and
got to
pay-
train
and they
these
can pay for
dudes. You know what I'm saying? We got to train them, because we got to make sure they all understand, what the expectation is while in the school, how to observe and identify a threat. You know what I'm saying? How to speak with, how to communicate amongst each other to let each other know, what is and what ain't going on. You know what I'm saying? How many schools we're going to be doing this at? I mean, it's a whole lot. And
we can do that, or we can go with what Lindsay said, and then just be like, hey, we're gonna still have guns out here, but we're gonna tax them. So you know what I'm saying? You start paying $5,000 for a Taurus. You start thinking about the pistols that you want to keep on the streets.
I guess.
Yeah. So Glenn says, and the AR only fires one bullet per pull of the trigger, just like a pistol. Okay.
That is true, unless you turn it to semi. You just gotta go in there, look at her face.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there are 12,517 middle schools in the United States. Then there's another 20,526 high schools. So that's about give or take 35,000 schools.
Mhm.
We got to take, minus the ones that's in the inner city.
And we're not even counting elementary.
You know what
You
I'm
gotta
saying?
you gotta say elementary for the same look.
So we got to go. What elementary goes? What for y'all? How that go?
K through 5.
K through 5. Okay. So damn, they're doing it in.
Sandy Hook was elementary.
Oh yeah. But that wasn't. And see, that's okay. So that's even them.
Mhm.
So we talking probably another. Let's just say another 10,000. Another 10,000 schools. So about 45,000 schools. Maybe 50. Rounded out.
Yeah.
50,000 schools in the United States.
Mhm.
Then what? What about college? What should we do it there too?
Yeah, because Virginia State,
Yeah.
that whole massacre that they happened there.
Yeah. There was also Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what do we do? And that's a lot of damn schools.
It is a lot of
where does
damn
it stop?
schools.
Do we do it at the corporations? Do we do it at every business you go to?
Well,
You know
that
what I'm
would
saying?
be that would be the
how far do we
responsibility
go
of the
with that?
corporation.
Okay, so then they can buy like their own private organization or whatever. Okay, but I'm just saying. So how far does this go? Churches, we got to protect the churches. Churches are the only place, but
Well, that would come
don't
out of
get
the
me wrong.
building
I done
fund.
heard stories and
That would come out of
the
the
building fund.
I done read a whole bunch of stories about this.
The brick offering like a motherfucker.
Right.
I read a whole bunch of stories about, you know what I'm saying, people going to the bathroom and accidentally leaving their gun in the bathroom at church. You know what I'm saying? So how far does this, and who knows what he was maybe he just had it on him for whatever reason, but some kid could find it and you know what I'm saying, accidentally do something and what if that happens? What if that does happen? Let's just say something like that
I'm
does
just trying
happen.
to figure out
Kid
how
finds
good
the
of a
gun.
shit you having at church.
I'm
You
just saying.
forgot your goddamn pistol.
That's
in that
yeah, I
motherfucker.
was like, right, drunk from the night before.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Trying
You just
to
got
wash
there
in
like,
the blood
you
of the
just-
lamb.
Oh shit! You just laid your shit down. It was like you letting go of last night's liquor and steak,
I'm
nigga.
just saying.
And in the middle of church, that shit about to be foul as fuck.
I'm just saying. So he brings it, he leaves it, some kid grabs it, shoots it, and the resource officer interprets that as a threat. Even though it was an accident, he interprets it as a threat.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So that
again,
needs to go back to.
and I know these
law.
all these extreme examples,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
because that does happen. Like with
Yeah.
cops, you know what I'm saying? They think
Cops
shit is
do
a
it all the
threat
time.
and it don't be a threat. I.e. Philando Castile. He
Oh,
was not
come
a threat at all. He did everything by the law and still died.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like tax it. Start like I
Tax
did tax. Like I said, nigga, you start paying $5,000 for a Taurus. You know what I'm saying? You'll stop putting these weird ass pistols out in the street. Like for real, could be. You gotta understand. Like I'm gonna just go into my method. So, you taxing it.
Mhm.
So it's $5,000 for such and such and such and such. On the streets, they're gonna take a little bit. They're gonna take a little bit down because it ain't gonna be market value, but it's still gonna be high. It's still gonna be high as fuck. Like think, especially niggas that really got plugs. Like a nigga that got a SIG, motherfuckers that come through and got boxes of SIGs. Them motherfuckers are going on the streets for like 23. That nigga gonna book it to 45.
Mhm.
It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's only gonna be a chosen amount of niggas that's really gonna start paying for business.
So
And I ain't saying because that's not a good thing. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
and then-
if you start
and then-
taxing
so-
shit,
so now
motherfuckers will start, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will start really doing that thing, just like in New York. Like niggas be having pistols,
Okay.
but not everybody be having
But
pistols.
that's what I'm saying, though. And how? So that's a whole lot of money that you're asking people to pay for some what if shit. And people need to be more responsible for what they bring into this world.
But see, that brings, but that is going
And
to
I'm-
bring
and I'm
more
not-
responsibility to
I'm
what
not
you bring
sitting there
into the
saying
world.
that like again, like you were saying, Lance, like everybody's just absolutely, you know, saying even if they in their child every day and all that stuff, that they don't raise a perfect A1 child. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, at what point do we have to say, okay, well, this is something that, I kind of had a finger in or two, because a lot of this stuff comes down to mental health or some sort of, you know what I'm saying, something that was missing in the person's life or some sort of attention they were trying to give, which also kind of goes back to mental health. So it's like, okay, if this is what's going on, why isn't this sort of thing being addressed? And why can't this be the culprit, as well as the fact that we need more gun control?
So we need more counselors.
Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, but why is
I
it?
get with that too. We need more counselors.
Okay, so now who's gonna pay for that? So
that's what I was about to break it out. I was about to say, like, because you were superiorly analyzing this.
Resource officers, we got, you know what I'm saying? We got all these people that's being brought in. Where are these people coming from? Because we're at a time when the Army is at all-time lows. The sign up for the military is at an all-time low. People aren't signing up to be police officers. Police officers in general are starting to quit their jobs, even though they got 10, 15, 20 years in. You know what I'm saying? And this close to getting to the end of their stuff. So where are these new officers coming from?
So what do you think should happen?
I don't know.
You just putting the question out there.
That's my
regardless
analysis.
of niggas raising their own.
That's my analysis of what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't feel like there's more to it than just the fact that there's guns out on the street. Because people with, it's like, you know what I'm saying, what Cat Williams said about somebody with alcohol. Somebody is an alcoholic with $20. He's only gonna get as far as that bottle or two. Somebody's an alcoholic with $100 million. Well, he can party until he fucking feels like it. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with people with guns. So it's like if somebody has a gun and they're just using that to protect themselves, and they're saying, we're gonna walk around and act like everybody has one, then we're saying, okay, I'm gonna respect your space and I'm gonna not try to attack you or try to come at you because you may have the same thing, same drop on me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if we're not trying to get to a point of saying, all right, everybody needs to understand that everybody got some sort of weaponry on them or something like that, then we're not gonna I think we're not gonna get to the fucking real point. I mean, get to the real issue at hand. Because the real issue at hand is everybody feeling insecure about their space, and they feel like for some sort of reason they're moving into a place of fear. And if they're saying, okay, I'm afraid of, well, I think that this man might do X, Y, and Z to me, so I need to be making sure I got whatever on me. Then, I mean, at what point does that fucking stop? At what, you know what I'm saying? We're just building up and having more guns on the damn street and never getting to a point of saying, okay, let's just go ahead and address what the real issue is, the reason why we need to have these guns. You know what I'm saying? And that's moving in a place of fear. And if we're not taking responsibility of figuring out what the fear is within us, what the fear is within these kids who are going out and doing this shit, like what's actually at the fucking heart of this shit, then all we gonna be doing is putting fucking a Band-Aid on a broken leg.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and then you can always say, I mean, because I can piggyback off that and be like, the reason why I got my gun is because we got these weird ass kids that become school shooters, and then we got these bitch ass niggas that don't know what I'm saying, that don't want to protect and serve for real. So it's like a whole like full around circle of some bullshit. Like I get what you're saying. Like it's really like no, it's no ins and outs of that.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's like it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue because we're not actually getting to what the real issue is. Because again, when the guns was we didn't have all the laws and all this shit when we was out in the Wild West, then everybody basically had a firearm. You know what I'm saying? And they just handle shit at, you know what I'm saying, at this fucking spot on some whatever. This is what it is type shit. Is that really where we want to be?
No.
You know what I'm saying? But what do we actually do to kind of get to a point of saying, all right, we don't want to have people shooting each other, handling their own shit on their own. You know what I'm saying? But we want people to be able to protect themselves. What's the happy medium?
That's where we need to come to. We need to find what the happy medium is.
What is that though? I mean, like, how do we say on one hand we don't want to have guns, or we don't want we don't want to have a certain caliber of gun, like you said earlier. But at the same time, we want people to be able to protect themselves. Because some of them bullets ain't enough to take down. I done seen some kids who's 15 years old, 370 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
I done seen some biggins, man.
Yeah. I promise you, you're gonna have to shoot him a couple times with a 22 before he even think about going down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to encourage any sort of whatever, but I'm just saying like these are real facts. Like you got to like we can sit and talk about what could or should. I mean, what should be and all that shit. But in my opinion, if we're not getting to the real fact of saying, all right, you know what I'm saying, there's something within us that's making us feel this way. I feel like we gotta, you know what I'm saying, like shit. Is it just some inferiority shit? I need to feel like I got some power. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Is that what it is? Is it about the juice? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The movie, the juice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got
like,
the juice now.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that what it is? You know what I mean? Like, what do we need all that shit for? I'm not saying that I don't have firearms, but I do because honestly, somebody broke in my shit, and I was like, damn, I felt like I ain't had nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? Who knew if they would have came when I was here? And I ain't had shit. So I have like, let me get a couple things, took care of some things.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just like, but at the same time, I'm like, I know that I did that because I felt like I was exposed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only me that's out here for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no people like, I mean, I got my family. I'm married and all that, but I'm saying I ain't got no relatives and nothing like that out here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm just feeling like, you know, so that's why I'm like, well, I gotta have something to make myself feel like, you know, I'm not exposed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know that that's fear.
Yeah.
So if we're not addressing what that is and what that's about and why we gotta feel like we're in that space in the first damn place, we're always gonna have these issues and talks about, you know, what should be.
I feel like it's a real big problem and a real deep issue that needs to be addressed that don't nobody want to address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Because there's more to it than just
right. Because it's not a simple fix. It's not a simple fix.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like people just don't want to address it because they're in fear of what will be addressed.
Okay.
You know, because one of the biggest fears is you're gonna take my guns away. Well, nobody, if you're really getting down to the nuts and bolts of it, nobody's trying to take your guns away.
But that's what you just said. When you said you wanted to take away the AR-15.
I'm not saying get rid of the Second Amendment.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. So at what point do you stop and say which sort of guns are okay? Which ones
that's what I'm.
Can I have a 45? Can I have a SIG?
Right.
Can I have a you know what I'm saying?
Can I have a little 25? Don't nobody want to get that deep into it because they're just completely scared of you trying to take my guns away. And that's not like when they say you trying to take my guns away, they're talking about you're trying to take the Second Amendment away.
I don't think so. I think they think, like I said, with this whole thing, and again, that was just a headline I read, so let me be real about it. I didn't read the whole story. But when they said that the FBI agents came and got this information on the people who were purchasing weapons, I think they thinking along those lines. They're gonna say, oh, these are the people who have already, these are registered gun owners. We can add this to our national registry or whatever. That's what they want to do, or we can, if we want to, go and say, oh, this guy has an AR-15. This guy has an AR-15. This guy has a shotgun. This guy has whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that way they can pinpoint who they want to get for whatever reason.
Right, but then you go into a whole other thing.
That is, I have plenty. Yes, it is plenty of people that have guns that ain't registered.
Right, and then you go into
I just fucked myself up, y'all. But I mean, it is what it is.
But you go into a whole other thing of Big Brother is watching. I don't want Big Brother to watch. And,
absolutely.
Government overseeing.
Yeah.
You know, you get into that conversation when you get to talking about people taking a registry and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a whole big conversation that don't nobody really want to go down that rabbit hole. Because they're afraid.
I'm gonna have to turn on my shit in.
Yeah.
Damn.
But we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole because we have spent a whole lot of time.
Damn.
You know.
I was looking.
Did we ever? Because everybody was stuck off, it going to trial.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. So we are not going to hit that under 2 hour mark that we were discussing. I just want to let y'all know that.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we got like what, 30 seconds left?
We got 11 minutes left.
11 minutes left.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a flash pass. Like, boom, we got 11. Let's do it.
We're not gonna hit it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna try.
We're gonna go real fast for you.
But so that is the Parkland Resource Officer conversation. Another court case. Travis Scott is not being indicted about the Astroworld situation. We talked about the Astroworld when the Astroworld situation happened.
Yeah.
So this is another update. They went to a grand jury. Him along with other people are not going to be indicted. What are y'all thoughts about that?
Yeah, I don't think he should have even been even brought up on any charges because of that. I mean, I get it's his show, it's Astroworld, but it's people and it's things that come to play that he had to pay for, and they dropped the ball, not him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. I mean, it's like he didn't have anything to really do with that per se. That wasn't his planning or anything like that. He was just trying to get the show done, and everybody else was supposed to be responsible for the logistics and everything.
Right.
So if there's nobody, I mean, if those other people aren't the ones that's held accountable, definitely, or if anybody's held accountable, definitely shouldn't be Travis Scott.
Yeah,
it's like he just had to put on a show. And I think it said in one of the articles I read that he was like right before he was about to go to the press conference, told about what exactly happened. He was like, "Wait, what?" You know what I'm saying? Like he's not even understanding like the whole gist of what the hell took place. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that these 10 people that died.
I think so.
Yeah, the 10 people died, and you know what I'm saying. But still, it's like it's not like that was his.
Yeah,
his definitely his reluctance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't.
This was a business decision done by people who I put in charge of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
there's a lot of steps.
Yeah, it's a lot of steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if y'all gonna blame me for anything,
now
if y'all want me to just like pay for these people's funeral and you know all that, I'm gonna do that. I'll do that. But you're not gonna press like fucking real charges on me where I can, you know what I'm saying, possibly end up going to jail or doing anything because I know what I'm saying. I'm just the nigga to say this is where this money going. This because they gotta tell me how much money it costs. Yeah. I'm just giving the money up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hopefully I'm doubling back on it. I ain't trying to lose nobody's life over this shit. So now if you want me to, what you want me to do? Pay for funerals, make sure that they brothers and sisters go to college. Like I'm cool with all that, but you're not about to take away my life and my livelihood because I got kids. And even if I didn't have kids, just my livelihood because these niggas didn't handle their business. I'm an artist. I handle my business every time I step on that stage.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't handle their business. Mm-hmm. You want me to write down names and they snitching if it's the truth? Mm-hmm. It's like nigga, this nigga did this and this nigga did that. Go talk to them niggas. Yeah. The fuck are we doing right now? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. I don't think he should have been charged.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should have been charged, to be honest. Not criminally. No. Not criminally. Because this wasn't anything that anybody planned or wanted to happen.
Yeah, like one of the in an article I read, it said something like every death isn't a crime, and every death isn't a crime, and every death isn't a murder or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so they're basically just saying like every death is unfortunate, but every death isn't a murder. But anyway, so they were saying, just like, it's unfortunate that these people died, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there was intention for this to take place. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even on the side of saying, it was like poor logistics or poor planning or whatever. I think they said that like the crowd just swelled to the point where these people just kind of got suffocated. You know what I mean? So it wasn't so much a thing of like, kind of like so back in Chicago, back in the day, there was this club called E2, where some, a gun had gone off inside the club, people got trampled, and there was people who died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't that sort of thing where somebody, actually got trampled, or at least to my knowledge, I think
people did get trampled.
Oh, okay. Well, they were saying, for the most part, these people like got suffocated. A lot of them died of asphyxiation, especially like the 9-year-old and the 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just one of those things that just kind of happens, and it's unfortunate, but it's not like anybody was saying, this is what we trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Or it was necessarily because of the fact that it was poor planning. I don't know if it was or not, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you're supposed to mitigate for something like that. How do you know what I'm saying? I guess you have a capacity for how many people are supposed to be in there, but you still don't know if those people who are in there ain't gonna start pushing up on each other anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know it just goes off proximity. I remember how they did the
I've seen
that Woodstock shit. They was trying to base it off of, fence to fence proximity of how many people can be in that. What they didn't factor in was the movement.
Right.
How many people was gonna go back and forth.
As far as
and then bathroom and concessions and
other people
blending in. They didn't put all that in.
Because as far as Woodstock is concerned, you have more than one stage. So people can be spread out. But if you have a main person, you don't know if everybody's gonna go to that one person, as opposed to whoever else is on the stage at the same time.
Man, I used to go to them those float trips down to southern Missouri, and because they would be held by some country radio station or something like that. And so we go out there, and for the first 2 nights, they basically are doing like a concert or whatever. People be on stage. Sometimes some people that you kind of heard of before. Anyway, so anytime you go there, is like when you're close up to the fucking stage, and it's only maybe I say 10,000 people down there at the most. You know what I'm saying? But it's quite a few. But so you got all these thousands of people down there, and they're inside in that front area of that stage or whatever. Dude, they sitting there passing out. Seriously, and it's not like and I won't say the whole 10,000 is sitting there at the thing, but quite a few is usually in there. And it's usually inside of like a bullpen or some shit like that, where they have, doing the rodeo and all that shit. And so all these people are pushing up to the front, and these people be in the front, hot as hell, passing out. Saw a chick, you know what I'm saying? She just flat out fainted. And if it wasn't for the fact that the security guard was on the other side, saw that shit and grabbed her by the legs and pulled her through. You know what I'm saying? I think something could have happened to her, you know what I'm saying, on that. Right. But so it's just but it's people are just pushing when they at these things, and you know what I'm saying? If it's like I said, if somebody who was kind of known that time, people were just pushing up to the front. I'm sitting there with my little white friends, I know white folks. So I'm sitting there with my white friends, and I just want my homies from college. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna be in the back. As soon as I saw that happening, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the back because you know what I'm saying. I don't want to. I don't do that. I don't do tight spaces like that. I don't really
I'm not a fan of them either.
A whole lot of people like that anyway.
I went to the Travis Scott Bird's Eye View concert. That was the tour that he did right at the Birds and the Trap Sing McKnight, and it was at the Uptown. It was a sold out show. It was a handful of us there, but I went with me and my BFF Deshaun, and we stayed in the back part because of all of the crowd that was towards him. Because not only is it a standing only crowd, but a Travis Scott show, it's like a rage show. So you have people doing mosh pits and all that type of stuff. So that's to be expected. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we stayed in the back and we watched them do it. So just imagine it being
that's probably you know, some part of the expectation too, right? That they're gonna be doing that. How do you mitigate for that? How you plan for that?
You just know that what's gonna happen, and you have people on alert to let them know, okay, when these people jump in the crowd, make sure that they get through the crowd as safely as possible, and if they need to get down, we're there to get them down. And just like how you said that the cop was right there, or not the cop, but security was right there to pull that lady out when she passed out. Let's make sure that we have people available to be on alert, to have their head on a swivel to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because he has that type of crowd. Yeah.
A lot of them dudes trying to get on too. He just,
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, he probably took him to his car to get,
Lord.
I just want to make sure you're cool. Turn on there.
Oh, let's hope not.
Man.
Okay, let's
You
hope
okay?
That's dark as fuck.
Right. I'm gonna think positive.
Damn.
Got her to say.
They said, "Well, that bitch passed out."
Right.
Like,
I'll take it to the field.
Yeah, I got it.
Take it to the field
Right.
by ourselves so she can get some air.
Okay.
she gotta get away.
I take her to Derek. He knows CPR. The fuck are you doing?
Lord.
There's that way.
I'm just gonna think positive thoughts that he got her to safety and that she's okay.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like because you know the type of crowd,
yeah,
you know that you should have adequate people there to ensure the best of their ability somebody's safety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like we're going to see Anita Baker. We don't need a whole bunch of security in them. Well, you might now.
I don't know, but Kenny's crazy's out this bitch.
Now.
And
Kenny's crazy.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Kenny's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Kenny's crazy's out there.
Now.
You
gotta
please get your people. Oh,
Right.
oh, okay. That's what we doing.
Now.
That's what we doing, Miss Anita.
Right.
Miss Anita way too old for that, man.
Right. But anyway, so that's the update with the Astroworld.
Man.
So again, how are you ranking these?
He felt a little tug over there, me in Chicago. I told you I knew it.
But that was mid.
I'm talking about I ate that shit like an Italian sub. I knew it was going down. I said, "Oh, this right here gonna be delicious."
I'm not coming for Chicago.
Absolutely.
Not coming for Chicago.
Let's start with this me and shit. Back in Chicago. Like, damn.
What kind of life you living? Hold on.
I mean, given the story.
Yeah, man, my man.
Compared to the other
My man did not
stories,
come in and be brutalized like
mid.
that, man. My man coming in representing, he was like, "You want to start with some soft ass shit?"
Man.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Ease into this murder real quick. Go ahead. Ease on this.
I'm just saying. Compared to Parkland, would you not agree that was mid?
Nah,
I think Parkland shit could have been mid.
That could have been mid. Yeah.
17 people died.
17 people did die. You are totally right, but we ain't talking about the 17 people. We talking about the nigga that was outside like, I don't know when the police coming, boss. We talking about that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was not trying to cover Chicago.
You want to come with some easy shit?
Okay, well, let's get on to the easy shit. I think we all
just
can
go
agree.
ahead and toss up something,
What's this rank?
I think we all can agree this is some easy shit.
No, I'm sitting here cutting some kind of. Start off with the bar exam first.
Man.
Just to kind of
right, just to get the feel of the room.
Right. Like,
see where this going?
Right,
see where this going? All right, let's proceed.
Right. Okay, so Juvenile's Tiny Desk concert premiered yesterday.
Yes, it did.
And it was everything I thought it would be and more.
Mm-hmm.
What were y'all thoughts?
I thought it was fly.
Yeah, it was
I thought it was fly. I really love the fact that Manny Fresh can really still be that great DJ that he is.
Yeah.
And I'm also super impressed that he went from a stud in the early 90s, 2000s to now he looks like a dark-skinned Cambodian. I don't know how he worked that shit out in life.
He still looks like a stud.
But like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, and when I see him now, I think of all those skits. It's find out I beat you. Like, I'm like, oh man, he must get like Asian in his family or something. Because he morphed into a dark-skinned fucking Cambodian with curly hair, like in the course of 23 years.
He's really rocking the curly hair. I thought, because I was watching it, like he looks like somebody's stud ass auntie. Like that's what I get from him.
Get some facial hair, bro.
It look like the price is wrong, beach.
Remember them skits on 400 Degrees?
That's all I was thinking about. I was waiting on him to do that shit.
Beach.
Back of the lineup, beach.
Right.
Back of the lineup.
Oh,
I remember, man. I just that's all I was thinking about. But, fucking dope ass set. 28 minutes of a straight, really, really dope concert. Like, real shit. Him representing the Hot Boys, how he did. Yeah. Him still being him. Him coming out with his B-side on the first play was hard.
Yes. You know, I was in here like, you see me? I eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap. You see that 98 Mercedes on TV? I bought that. Yeah.
I did the same thing. I was like, damn, that he came out with 400 Degrees. I said, he hard for that.
And then he get the intro. Bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. Like, I was too hype.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. I don't think you weren't feeling Juvenile.
No. It was Juvenile was dope. It was dope. I thought like you said, when Manny came in and kind of represented, did his Roger Troutman interpretation. I thought all that was pretty dope. I like when he had the Amore girls.
They came in.
Come on there. Yeah. They came on there and sang. I was like, okay, you gonna sweeten this up a little bit. Let's something. And then, I was gonna ask though, is he not fucking with Cash Money Records or something? Is that? Because I was like, I love Back That Ass Up, but it's like it ain't the song that's out here. Cash Money Records in the 99 and the 2000. Like, because I was like, both times he did it, he didn't say it. I'm like,
but the album version don't have it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so when is that? So
that's the radio version.
That's the radio version.
And the whole like extra at the end, the wobbledy, like that's not.
That's the radio version.
Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Y'all just educated me on some shit. Yeah.
So, question for the Chicagoan in the room. Were y'all not feeling Cash Money like that? Because Cash Money was like the second coming of Christ to a Missouri.
I mean, it was dope. It was dope. Man. No. Cash Money got a lot of love in Chicago.
So how do you not know about
when Cash? I don't know. I wasn't all on Cash Money like that. I think I did get the 400 Degrees album, but that was probably it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then I got nothing until like the Carter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So
see, I got
we was on.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that's me. I mean, plus I'm from a slightly older era, so that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if it didn't hit me the same way, but you know what I'm saying? It just didn't. I don't know. I ain't fuck with it like that.
Okay, yeah, Cash Money was huge here.
Right.
Like, it was so huge in my life that when I was 15, we went to New Orleans. I made it my business to go to what's that big ass road? Was it Bourbon Street?
Yeah.
They have a record store on Bourbon Street, and I forgot the name of it, but it's like a really popular record store. And this was before their albums prior to Universal. Yeah. So I went and bought the first Hot Boys from that record store, and it was still just Cash Money, and that's it. Like I can pull it up right now. All it is just Cash Money, and that's how big of a deal it was. You know, because they weren't even because they didn't put it out nationally till Universal did their backlog.
Yeah.
So I had that before anybody.
They made a movement like they was when No Limit was really pushing and doing their thing, and niggas was coming out with albums every month. Right.
And that's all we knew.
The city went with Cash Money because the city's always been underground. So we fuck with that. We was hitting BG's True Story, Soldier Rags, all that shit. Right. We was on all that type shit. And you know what I'm saying? By the time they blew up, we already knew about these niggas. Like by the time High came out and everybody was on that shit, we was on we was rapping Bun B's verse off of retaliation when that nigga said it's safer to choke a bitch. What he say is safer to choke a bitch with some jumper cable than slap her with a coffee table. Like I was saying that verse way before I came. I was like, nigga,
just hearing
that shit was
2023.
crazy back then.
Right. That shit go hard.
We was on that shit. That nigga Cash Money, Juvenile would have never put that on 400 degrees.
And then this is the crazy part about the Cash Money era, because for years we have been knowing nothing about New Orleans outside of No Limit. For years, like we knew about Bounce, but we didn't really fuck with Bounce up here. And we knew about other rappers, but like No Limit was like a huge deal because even before he got the priority.
The only thing we knew about, but we didn't even know about Cash Money. We just knew about UNLV.
Right. And then like even before Master P got the priority deal, we knew about No Limit because they would come up here like, you know what I'm saying? They used to come up here and do, because you know he was coming out of Richmond back then, and you know again that's the Bay. So all we knew for the most part about New Orleans was No Limit. So then when we saw a whole different vibe and we fucked with it. Heavy.
Yeah, we wasn't wearing Versace shit. We was wearing.
We was doing the T-Bows and Rees. Yeah,
that was
that shit. So like that was the uniform.
We wasn't doing that in Chicago.
Yeah, that was the
uniform.
We was on
that. We was on football. Foot Locker t-shirts, Jabos.
We was on Stafford.
They was on the gang shit real hard out there. So it wasn't that wasn't the vibe in Chicago. Don't get me wrong. There was pockets, there was spots, and they connected with the streets for real. But in as far as like the outfit and all that, nah. That wasn't the uniform in Chicago with the Stafford. Like that was wild when I came down here and it was like, oh, get me a fresh Stafford. I'm like, nigga, I'm talking about a shirt from Sears. What you talking about?
We kept a pack.
And
folks used to iron it with the crease. I didn't go that far with the crease.
They used to do that hard.
But yeah,
we used to do that shit. We used to fuck with them Staffords. Then we went to Foot Locker because Foot Locker had them different colors, and then we went right back to Stafford.
Yeah, because
Stafford came out with the blue and gray, and then they came out the red, and they killed it. Oh my God, they killed the game with the red. I don't know what color. I'm just being 100 with y'all. I don't give a fuck about you gang banging ass niggas, because I knew a lot of you crip ass niggas too. I don't know what shade of red that is. But for some strange reason, every nigga had that red Stafford. Yeah. I knew a lot of crib niggas that had red Staffords. It was just the color. It was the way that color, because it wasn't too bright and it wasn't really dark. It was almost like
like a cherry.
Yeah, it was a different red, boy. Yeah. And every nigga had them.
See, Chicago don't know. Well, I feel like this. I don't know nothing about that. Maybe some folks in Chicago who do. Y'all can let me know in the comments or something. But I don't know nothing about that. Especially not on that extent. Nah.
We was
that was the uniform. It was gold T-Bows and Rees. That was the uniform here. Yeah. And if you didn't wear the Rees, you wore the Air Force Ones.
Yeah, I was about to say you just rocked the Air Force Ones, and you had a dope ass pair of Air Maxes. I kept a dope ass pair of Air Maxes.
Yeah.
Did y'all walk? I see. Did y'all do the Eddie Bauer bags?
We didn't do the. I didn't do the bags. Niggas did Eddie Bauer, but I didn't. We didn't do the bags.
They used to do the Eddie Bauer bags, like that was their backpack in school.
I seen people, but it wasn't a thing.
That was that was a real thing. That guess, you know what I'm saying? Having they pants with the little iron crease underneath the bottom, so if it was a little bit too long to make sure they fit like right at the top of the so the max is a pop.
Right there,
they cut them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the style with us.
But it was but back to the tiny desk.
See?
A shot down memory lane.
It really was. It really was like it was just awesome. It was just awesome that like it just seemed like right now Juvie is getting his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because like they did a whole like segment on the news that Juvie had put on his Instagram, where he's like, he took the guy that was interviewing him around his neighborhood and whatnot, and they talked to him in depth about his upbringing and how he got into the game and all this kind of stuff. And it was a really good interview that they did. you know, and it just seemed like ever since, because, you know, I don't know if anybody knows about how he ended up doing the tiny desk, but I want to say it was like around the time that Trina had did hers, which was like in April.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had tweeted out, we need to get Juvenile on tiny desk. He didn't know what the hell tiny desk was, but he was like, I don't know what that is, but no. Yeah. And a whole bunch of people tweeted him and was like, you know, it's a positive thing. You know, this is what it is. We need you to do it. So then the powers that be, ended up reaching out to him, and so they ended up negotiating a deal, and they got him to do it. So the fact that it was the crowd that was like, we need Juvenile, that makes it that much more better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing, you know, to get like a committee and be like, hey, let's get Juvenile, but it's another thing when the crowd is requesting it heavy.
I was gonna say, I did see on the in the comment section for that one on for that link you sent that one of the ladies that said something like, I feel like, you know, whoever's responsible for this happening needs to go ahead and get a raise right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so I'm
absolutely.
Like, hey,
I saw that too.
That's dope.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
but it was just really dope. And then just to see the greatness of Manny Fresh being on display as well. Cause like it looked like to me it was a Juvenile and Manny Fresh tiny desk concert. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even realize how dope Manny Fresh is until it's like on display like that. Yeah. Cause it just seemed like they just took them for granted when they was at the height of their reign.
I mean, people fail to realize because a lot of people talk when you nowadays you do Cash Money and the first thing you think of is Lil Wayne because of the longevity. But people gotta really understand that the undisputed star of Cash Money Records was Juvenile.
Yes, he was the star. He was the star. Absolutely.
Like, a lot of people don't really understand that, and like
he was the first one that came out when they after they did the university.
Yeah, so it's one of those things like you said, these the people wanted it. Mm-hmm. The people wanted him because, like, you know, the motherfuckers that was really living in that generation and living their best life, they was living their best life off his music. So they understand he was the undisputed fucking star of Cash Money. Like, let's cut the bias off.
Right.
BG. Yeah, BG was your underground king.
Yeah.
BG was your underground king. Juvie was your star.
And Juvie was the last one, bro, that got signed to Cash Money out of all of them.
Yeah.
And BG, like they had a whole roster that left due to certain various reasons. And BG was the only one that stayed. Mm. And then they rebuilt it with the Hot Boys. And then they got the deal. You know what I'm saying? So, so like BG, absolutely, he's the underground king. He's the one that had the longest jeopardy until this whole Lil Wayne reign. Because Lil Wayne been with them like 20-some years. But like he was there and from the beginning and he ushered it through. But I mean, because he was so like, he wasn't as commercial as Juvie was or potentially or whatever. Okay. He was the one that they ushered out first. Because I mean, you could not dispute Hop. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. I remember seeing that shit on Rap City every day. They played the shit out of Hop. Yeah, they did. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, that's a little history. I mean, like Cash. I love Cash Money. Like I had bought 400 Degrees, of course. I had The Block Is Hot. And that's the killer part about Lil Wayne. Like, Lil Wayne don't even talk about The Block Is Hot. But I had The Block Is Hot. I had Lights Out. Nobody talks about Lights Out.
Lights Out was so dope.
Nobody talks about Lights Out. And then, of course, you know, going in later stuff, you had the Carters and all that. But I'm talking about in the beginning. Yeah. And then, like, the Big Timers. They albums used to go hard. Baller Block. I had Turk. I even Turk's album. You know what I'm saying?
Young and Thuggy?
Yeah.
Young and Thuggy.
Baller Blocking was a good ass movie, a good ass soundtrack. Like that Cash Money was the shit. Cash Money is our Army, better yet a Navy. You know?
Army, better yet a Navy. Right. Man, that shit was so crazy of us.
And then remember Wayne had put out 500 Degrees and then people don't know that Juvie had put out a 600 Degrees.
But that wasn't Juvie. That was Juvie's marketing team. They did that with a bunch of music that he didn't want to release.
Oh, because they marketed it as a mixtape.
Yeah, that's why because he didn't know what I'm saying. That was just something That was music he was working on before that what was that UPT shit pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his marketing team just put that shit out.
Right. Okay. But yeah. It was a big deal. Now I had the double XL when Juvie left Cash Money, and he like aired everybody out. Remember when he was on the cover of double XL? I had that. And then I don't know nobody that didn't feel that I missed my dog.
That was Wayne.
When Wayne put that out, because he spoke from the heart on that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And speaking of Tiny Desk, like Juvie was like, Turk probably don't like me right now. Now for real, you need to be really talking to Wayne, because Wayne really was mad at you for starting this shit, starting that whole breakup.
Yeah, for him to go back.
Yeah,
you know
if you really think about it, Dave, if you listen to that, I miss my dog shit. He tell Juvie he love it, but man, he mad at him for real.
Yeah.
Like that was the only one he disrespected when he was like,
started it.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you turn around, motherfucker, like he was like really on some. I don't know what I'm saying. You fucked up for real.
Yeah.
But history is history.
Yeah.
I miss you, and I know you missing me, Juve. Right. That nigga, I'm like, man.
He was like, I stayed. You left.
You left. Yeah. Oh my god, he was mad at you.
Have you ever saw the video where he actually sings that to BG on stage?
Nah.
Yeah. It's old, but yeah. I remember that. He sung that song to him on stage.
Damn.
Yeah.
I would have cried if I was Wayne singing that song to BG.
Yeah.
Because he meant that
was
shit.
Hard. I mean, that was a hard time. You know what I'm saying? And then the way that Juvie talked about it, he was just like, he's so blinded. He don't know that he being robbed. And like, when I tell you he aired them out, I never would have thought he would have went back to Cash Money. And he went back to Cash Money a couple times. Yeah. So, but it's not about the negativity. It's about the positivity that Juvie is getting his flowers,
right,
which is long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to him. Shout out to Tiny Desk. Shout out to everybody for making that happen. And then we have the BET Awards. All right. What are y'all thoughts on the BET Awards?
Fuck them. Fuck them. What that was? Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. Fuck them. Fuck them up against the wall. I seen the last maybe 20 minutes of it,
okay,
and the production was terrible. So you just tell that like they just threw it together with like they let everybody get hot chips and Sprite and just tell them just to go to work. Like I just don't understand like why would they do a 50-year show? Like they didn't really put money into the audio and all that shit. Like it's supposed to be 50 years of hip hop, supposedly.
After doing 50 years of hip hop, last year, and the year before,
and then VH1 doing their own version of 50 years of hip hop. Man, I swear they probably did. I if I'm not mistaken, what VH1 did that shit in what 2001? I mean, 2021. Excuse me. 2020.
I don't keep up.
Hip hop's been 50.
It's a young 50. Old 50.
Like, yeah, man. I don't know if hip hop is playing Jay-Z's game or yeah, it's like nigga, they've been pushing 50 since the Corona happened.
Can we pinpoint?
I don't know, but I need to. Let me see.
Can we really pinpoint when hip hop started? Like, what are they going off of? Are they going off the first song?
Right, what was the date?
Yeah, like what are we saying? When we
that's the thing, and I don't think they really do dirt diligence, man. Because you got folks like Grandmaster Cash, you got songs that you know what I'm saying. And he still got on tape from playground. You know what I'm saying? Not playground, but fucking park. Fucking concerts before it was called hip hop.
Yeah. So
it's like, why are we trying to put this number on that shit?
Yeah. I just think it's a big marketing ploy. Like we were discussing prior to starting. It's just a big marketing ploy. Like, they're just, just capitalizing off of hip hop in a different way.
It's like hip hop gonna be 50. when I'm 50.
Because I mean, did we do this? Did we do this for rock and roll? Did we do this for pop? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I just feel like it's just a different way to capitalize. What are your thoughts, Edward?
No, I mean, I guess I didn't watch a whole lot of the show in itself, but you know what I'm saying, I just kind of feel like it in itself was kind of what normalizing mediocrity.
Shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so you know what I'm saying, and like it's just like it's okay to just be, you know what I'm saying, be on some off the wall goofy shit. And it's like if that's just from the highlights that I saw, I was like, okay, well, if this what it is, if this what it's about, I ain't been shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like how serious are people taking these shows now? You know what I mean? So
I don't take the BET Awards serious at all.
Yeah. So like, what is it doing? I mean, how do we? What is it go? What are we actually being celebratory for? What are we celebrating here? You know what I'm saying? What is it?
I have no idea.
You know what's so funny?
What's that?
They invited tag team back again.
You said they what?
They invited.
Oh, they invited. I didn't know.
They invited tag team back again. That Whoom There It Is shit. They invited them niggas even to perform. You know who they did invite?
The one song y'all get.
Dame Dash.
Why would they invite Dame Dash?
Because Dame Dash is hip hop. Dame Dash is, you know what I'm saying, is co-founder of the rock.
Oh, I thought you were saying because he like did something recently.
No, I'm saying we're representing 50 years of hip hop.
Okay.
We're representing 50 years of hip hop.
Like how you
He should have came because that's what they did. They did this whole run of a bunch of niggas that was coming through hip hop, and they included these niggas.
Okay.
They didn't include Dame coming through on some Big Picture shit.
Yeah, that's great.
Ah man, come on, y'all niggas didn't do y'all research.
And then you know Jay-Z wasn't gonna be there, so you wouldn't have had that problem.
Exactly.
He only put his signature on things that he feel like he can make him some money or up his status, and that wasn't gonna do either of those things.
Yeah, that wouldn't have done it.
Right.
And I wouldn't have been mad if he would have declined the offer. But do we even know an offer was even made?
Oh, the Jay?
To Dame.
Oh, the Dame. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if one was actually made or not. But you know, if he decided he didn't want to have any parts of it, you know what I'm saying? Good on him. But if they just decided to shun him and not even ask him, that's kind of messed up because he does have so many teeth in the game.
Yeah. Now I will say this, that due to the writers' strike, they did not have a host. They were supposed to have a host, which was Taraji P. Henson, but like I said, they didn't have one. That could have been the reason for it not being up to par, because you don't realize how much writers are included or included or needed rather. Yeah. So that could have been part of it, but in the same breath, the BET Awards have been going downhill for a number of years.
That's what I'm saying. Again, normalizing
I just feel like
mediocrity.
I feel like what they're doing.
You did a good song like about your coochie and your pussy and robbing niggas, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and throw you into this.
I feel like what they're doing is they're going with the
we
trend.
need asses in seats, people.
Yeah.
We need asses in seats.
And that's what I feel
Everybody's
like
a star. Get that Instagram bitch to come here.
That's exactly what
they're going with the trend. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Sexy Red.
Instead of one with excellent, with
everybody's a star.
Shout out to Sexy Red. Shit.
And that shit was so damn disrespectful. Like they had Sexy Red. Well, they didn't have her. I think it was like a commercial break, and they were playing Pound Town, and Sexy Red got up and she was dancing in the aisle. Krishan ended up dancing on her. Yes. And it was all by Bobby Jones. Yeah. Like, it was all by Bobby Jones. And I bet you them hoes don't even know who the fuck Bobby Jones is.
What are y'all doing right now?
Yeah, like this is, I mean, it was crazy.
It just showed how far we have failed. Like, it's so crazy. I always, when I see stupid nigga shit like that, I always get back into the Boondocks episode, like if what if Martin never died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when he just like, what's wrong with you niggas?
Right.
It's like what
Right.
what
like,
are y'all
seriously.
doing right now?
But let's go to a positive note.
Is this
Busta
a high or is this a low? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Oh, we still talking about BET.
Okay.
But excuse me, Busta Rhymes got the Lifetime Achievement Award, so I thought that was pretty dope. What do y'all think?
I don't. That's the equivalent of the BET award. Oh man.
Okay, with you being a Busta Rhymes fan, why do you feel that
I'm a great I am a super Busta Rhymes fan, but I don't feel like BET is black owned enough for me to respect that award. Now, if fast forward, if Busta would have got this award in maybe the next 4 years, when allegedly Tyler Perry is the full owner of BET, then maybe I would respect that award better.
So you only respect awards when they're from black establishments?
Nah, but if you call black entertainment, I want the people to run black entertainment to be black, and that's the only way I would respect.
So you don't respect the BET Awards, period?
No.
Okay, not even the BET Hip Hop Awards.
That's what I'm saying. What do we?
It's called black entertainment television, and
we celebrate?
Not a motherfucker who is black
shit.
calls the shots.
Now what what's the difference between this and NAACP awards or the Trumpet Awards? What's the difference?
Well, those are black.
Yeah. So is this black? You know what I'm saying?
Does the NAACP award does that go through a bunch of white counterparts?
Probably.
It's funded.
Most likely.
Because I don't know. I'm asking, like, I don't know.
I know one of the people that
sponsorship.
sponsor it is Wells Fargo.
Okay.
And there's a whole
Johnson.
Yeah, there's a whole rabbit hole about how Wells Fargo is counterproductive to the black community.
Yeah.
So
predatory.
We talked about that.
Right.
We talked about before though.
Yeah. So with that being said, and having them sponsored.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
We
wild.
they give them back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And see, that's when I
So yes, it's black owned, black operated, but not black funded. So, and when you think about it, at the end of the day, the people that fund it are really the ones that call the shots.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can insert.
So I can't really respect that.
Right, but you can insert any demographic, any situation. You know what I'm saying? If funding gets pulled, your show's getting pulled.
Yeah.
They've done that several times on Fox News. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's who really calls the shots at the end of the day. Is whoever's flipping the bill.
Yes. For me, once you put black light, and not downplaying any other award show, but once you put it in a Negro perspective, where it's black, this is a award from black folks. You need everything to be ran by black folks. No, in my opinion, you know, I just feel like it can't be no white chairman or no white what do you call those little shits where they the motherfuckers that do the voting. It can't be a bunch of white folks in there, you know, and especially when it comes to funding. Like, I get Doritos and all that old extra shit, but when it comes to funding of this network, like, it needs to be black funded. Like, the powers that be need to be black. Now, I get the commercial money and all that shit. I'm never gonna fault you on that. But I feel like the motherfuckers is really up there, really spending those checks and writing those checks out should be black.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at you for thinking that.
I was just gonna say, like, I brought up those other award shows just in the sense of, like, okay, if those are black, what are they celebrating, right? They're all celebrating black excellence. So who's to say BET's black excellence is any different or better or whatever than NAACP's black excellence? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out, because I honestly don't know. I don't know what the difference is in reality. I think the Trumpet Awards are for
Trumpet Awards is gospel.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, Trumpet Awards, the Dove Awards, both of those is gospel.
Okay.
The NAACP, like, if we're gonna go there, the NAACP Image Award.
Image Award.
Emphasis on image.
So
You know
so
what I'm
now
but it's kind of like veered away from that a little bit.
Mhm.
They're starting to go with more trendy stuff with who they give awards to as well. But again, it's supposed to be emphasis on image.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. And whoever's the most popular.
Yeah. Right. So D Hero is watching. He says totally agree.
Mm.
You know. So but yeah. Yeah. So it's just. For me, it's kind of like a fall from grace because, like, when you see initially how the BET Awards were, and even when I believe Bob Johnson had already sold to Viacom at the time when the inception of the BET Awards were, but it was more of a leaning towards a Black excellence type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And people like went all out, you know, for their performances and actually gave a damn. Motherfuckers don't really give a damn about these awards no more.
Right. I mean,
You know?
because nothing means anything when you just let any and
Anybody
everybody
go?
in.
Yeah.
When
It's a
you
bunch
let
of
anybody in,
TikTok
nothing means
artists.
anything anymore.
It's a bunch of TikTok artists and
Kinda like-
influencers and people and one hit wonders that are there now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I mean, and then we're not even gonna go there with how trash Pound Town is. But we know that girl ain't coming out with no second song that's gonna be like amazing.
My pussy pink, my booty hole brown. I just had to say that.
Yeah. When I first heard that, I thought it was like a parody. I didn't think she was really rapping.
I'm in the streets, thugging with my rounds.
And she got a feature from Nicki Minaj.
Yep, sure did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The greatest female rapper ever.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna
But hey, as far as known, as far as commercial,
we're not gonna go there. All right.
Oh,
So
my God.
we're not gonna go there. That's a whole another 45-minute convo. Like
I'm not arguing against it.
I am super surprised you threw that shit out there and stood on it like Captain Morgan, the greatest female rapper alive.
Of all time. I ain't gonna.
God damn it.
I'm not gonna go there.
Hey, you don't have to listen. I think Nicki Minaj is one of the most lyrical people ever. Like,
period.
I'm talking about smashes gender when it comes to lyricism.
Yeah.
When it like,
so would you put it in your top 10?
I wouldn't put her in my top 10. She's definitely in my top 20 though.
Top 15?
Top 15.
Top 25. I ain't saying she at the bottom. I just said she in there.
Hey.
She might be 14.
Okay. Okay, so
But
right
she might
now,
also be 23. Fuck you.
okay, so I have a question for you guys because right now we're at 2.5. Do y'all want to do the Billboard as a second video, as a separate video?
We can.
Okay.
We can because we are running.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. We trying to get this time together. But you see how we get to. We always take lefts, and we got the grade 7 here, and 7. He's a kindred spirit. You see how many lefts we went on?
I didn't talk too much.
And we moved together. Nah, this is shit. This
too much going off on these tangents. My bad.
Nah,
No,
this
it's
is
good.
why.
This is great conversation.
This is
It
why
don't
we
feel
love
like
guests.
it's been 2.5 hours.
It don't. This is why we love guests, man, because we
Yeah.
can get in those tangents and we can, you know what I'm saying? And even when we disagree, we actually have a whole conversation.
Yeah.
So when they see black people doing that shit, you know what I'm saying, on spots like YouTube or on TV, it can start making sense in real life because we don't always have to agree on everything, but we don't always have to be confrontational either.
Thanks.
See how I worked that shit out? Oh, man, that should have been my final thought, but it's not.
Hey.
All right, so then we're at the fuck up song of the podcast, which is Chris Brown Damage.
You're not gonna do our top 5?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Doing a second video.
No,
No, I'm
we can do the 50 and the top 5.
Oh,
No, but we can do the 50 and the top 5 for part
I
2.
was ready for that one. I was like, man.
Ooh, you was
I
ready.
had some.
Now keep it in your heart.
I knew that y'all didn't.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it.
Load the clip, baby. Load the clip, my dude.
Okay, so you want to do it?
You want me to do it? All right.
I don't know this song.
All right. Intro. The runners present damage. You know, whoa. Sometimes you don't realize what you've done. Whoa. Until you've seen the damage. Whoa. And looked, at the damage. Yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Look at the damage. Yeah. First one, y'all. Shit. 3 a.m. when my phone rang, begging me to come by. I was right around the corner. I know I could have said no, but I ain't stopped. Told me, come in. The doors are unlocked for you. My intuition, I should have listened to it. My girl, yo, she be pissed if she knew about this. Visit.
Right on. Let me use.
She had a tank top on. I took her tank top off, but should have stopped. Stopped, But she ain't let me. Kiss me soft and gently. She tipped me. Right then, I stopped thinking consequences. Guess I must have lost my mind for a minute. Listen. Chorus. Girl, you know that I love you. With her, but that was lust. Yeah. Shouldn't have happened. I know I messed up. Yeah. One phone call started this whole thing now. Yeah. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. Damage that caused you, that I caused you. I know I broke your heart. Because I did you wrong. Now look at the damage. Look at the damage I caused. Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
The dumbest decision that I made that I ain't proud of, a few hours that meant absolutely nothing, cost me your love. I gotta live with regret. Deserve to get what you give. Now you won't listen to nothing that I'm saying. Whoa. Oh. I rode past your house for hours just to feel close to you. No cards, no gifts, no flowers could get me back with you. Your kiss, your touch, girl, you know I'm missing. Yeah? Hey. But you got my heart inside a prison. Listen. Hey. Yeah. Chorus again.
Mm-hmm.
Bridge. Oh, I was tripping. Oh, I was dipping. Oh, with these women. Oh, in these streets. Oh, yeah. Lost my girl. Oh, yeah. Lost all that. Yeah. Wish I could take it back. Yeah. I was tripping. Hey. I was dipping. Oh, with these women. Oh, in these streets. Wish I could. Oh, take that back. Oh, baby. And then the outros. Yeah. Oh, look at the damage. Yeah. You know, sometimes you don't realize what you've done until you've seen the damage. Now look at the damage. All right.
So thoughts?
Incense.
Right.
So what do you guys think of the fucked up song of the podcast? Chris Brown's Damage. Spoken word by Troy Lily Hughes.
I think you're a fool for one.
You're welcome. That was off the cuff.
Right, appreciate
I
it.
just
Right. I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
Pretty straightforward.
pretty
Yeah.
straightforward.
He
I mean,
said-
what it did, he can't keep his dick in his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
And he's dealing with the consequences of
But he
that.
sounds kind of happy about it. See, he's like, I left my girl, ooh yeah, or she left me, ooh yeah. So I don't know. He sound like he might be like, yeah, I don't care. But
Well, and that's the part that sucks about
'Cause I am Chris
YouTube,
Brown.
because like prior to YouTube flagging our shit, I used to play a little bit of the song. And when you
Yeah.
hear the song, as opposed to just hearing the lyrics, he's not happy about it.
No,
Okay.
he's crying over it.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you read it, I tried to cry as much as possible.
So yeah, you gotta let the song cry.
I gotta let the
Yeah.
song cry. I can't see him falling down my eye.
Yeah,
Jay-Z boy.
right. But yeah, it's not a situation that he's happy about. He's just basically like, look at all the damage that I've done. Which was quite a bit of damage. You can't be playing out here with people's hearts, affection of the hearts.
Yeah.
In the famous words of Brad Pitt, man, Brad Pitt in the interview said, if you were ever in a situation with a woman and then you catch yourself having feelings for another woman, go ahead and pick that second one, because that first one is evidently lacking.
Damn. That's tough.
Yeah. Man, that's a nigga from Springfield.
He is.
He's
Yeah.
a local boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we
So,
gotta put the police inside. That's cool.
yeah. And so,
Right.
and more the words of Anderson Paak. And my mama told me that. Why the fuck would I listen to you? Yes, Lord.
But yeah. Yeah. All right. I mean, I listened to it the other day and was just like, this is, I mean, like from the production on down, this is a really fucked up song. Because the production puts you in the mood on how fucked up the situation is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you agree?
Yeah, Chris Brown got gems, y'all. I don't know
Yeah.
if a lot of people are actually listening to Chris Brown music, but Chris Brown got gems. Like Chris Brown is actually a great vocalist, and whoever's songwriting for him really gives him great songs. It's like,
They do.
but nobody gives Chris Brown a respect unless he's out there doing something crazy like punching Usher in the face or like getting caught sniffing coke at a club. That's the only time people pay attention to him. But he actually made great music.
He do.
So
And
that
that's
was real. He did punch Usher in the face.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I thought it was his people that did that.
I thought
That was like right after Usher's birthday, right?
No, it was
Nah, it
Chris
was-
Brown's
Okay.
birthday.
Yeah, it's Chris Brown.
Usher's a Libra.
Okay. Sorry. One of your people. Sorry.
And it was like, you got it.
It's mine.
But yeah, but I mean, you're right. Like, especially early on, because this was on his second album. He had some awesome songwriting people from the first couple of albums. You know what I'm saying? It's like they really spent their time. You can definitely tell. Because it was like a couple of songs that I was going back and forth on between the first and second albums that could have been fucked up songs, and not just necessarily like a situation, but just like the outcome that would have made it fucked up, And I mean, but they're good fucked up songs, I think pretty much all of our songs, except for maybe like one or two, are good fucked up songs. So, but yeah. Did you have any thoughts?
I mean, it was I just feel like it was a bad a bad deal. Basically, they already knocked all the main points out the park as far as him. Somebody just can't keep his dick in his pants, and you know what I'm saying. All in all, though, he does have a lot of good songs out there. I'm just more of a neo soul kind of guy, so I just haven't been, sitting in the Chris Brown library, so I don't have a whole lot to
Okay.
to throw on that for real.
So you haven't listened to a Chris Brown album.
Oh hell no.
Oh, you'd be surprised, bro.
Right.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie, and only because I used to be on that shit too. Like, I ain't trying to fuck with Chris Brown like that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's what the title gets you every time. Like,
Mm.
you just let that shit ride. You be like, that's a dope ass motherfucking song. And you'll look and be like, that's off the same album?
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. and then you
This
start
song is
listening
on the
to
same
shit.
album that Kiss is on.
Yeah.
T-Pain.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Wall to Wall.
Really.
And With
Okay.
You.
Mm.
Like, it's a lot of hits on exclusive.
Yeah, you'll definitely. I
Yeah.
promise you'll be like, damn, that's on that.
Mhm.
That's on that album.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah. So, but that's Damage.
Yeah.
And Take You Down was on that album too.
Take You Down was hard.
Mm.
Especially when they performed it at the BET Awards with Sierra. Back when we actually liked the BET Awards.
Mm.
So
we just like the performers.
Damn, what was
Yeah.
that? Like 2015? 16?
what?
Last time it was good.
Oh, I don't know, to be honest.
I mean, shit, it probably was still Hip Hop 50 in 2016. You don't remember? It was a 50. It was a 50 anniversary. It was every 50 anniversary. We had show up and show out.
You remember back in 1966 when it started?
Yeah. Remember when they did the 50th anniversary of BT Win? In 97, nigga, Snoop just came out.
You remember?
Like,
You remember?
the fuck?
Right. So, but that's Chris Brown Damage. I don't have any final thoughts. Did you have any?
Make sure you figure out yourself, get yourself together. If you got any fear in your heart, let it out. You know what I'm saying? And don't do it by getting yourself a weapon. So be safe out there.
Words to live by.
Where's the live by?
All right, Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
What's happening, everybody? Y'all know what this is. I will just talk about everything that we've talked about today. We have made many lefts, but we've talked about the things that happened with the so-called cop. We've talked about the things that happened in Chicago. We talked about things that happened with Jonathan Majors. It's a lot of things that we went past and we went over. With all that being said and done, we all have a choice to make, and the majority of has this choice. You gotta stop fucking with them white bitches when you got a lot of money, my nigga. Like, once you get into all this money, you gotta really understand that a lot of red flags come with these white hoes. Now I understand why a lot of these actors and these athletes be fucking porn stars, because it's just a fair exchange, no robbery. You niggas is weird when y'all be thinking a regular bitch is gonna hold you down when you in TV shows and movies and all that shit, and this bitch is just now trying to go to school to be a yoga teacher is gonna not put you in prison, my nigga. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Right. And as always, take care of yourself and others.
Do you think that Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are gonna work out?
I don't give a fuck if they do or they don't. That just he should get a piece of black pussy to let him understand that, like, or he could have got Asian pussy for that. I ain't even gonna hold you at this point. You stop fucking with whites, because white ain't right when it comes to you. You've seen it happen. These white folks jumped on your back, and then a couple of colors that really wasn't your color, because that don't represent their family, went against you too, jumping on them white folks. And whoever you fuck with, Jonathan, that's holding you down as a man, that's who you stay with. Period. You stop fucking with these weirdos, my nigga. You an Avenger now.
She's a DC character.
Exactly. The math ain't math.
She's a Shazamite. Whatever.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
So how old? She's what, 42, 41, 42, something like that.
He's early 42.
And he's 32.
He's that young.
Yep.
Yeah. So
young man.
19 years difference.
Man, all he need is a good. He need a little bit of that. Know what I'm saying? That 40-year-old throat. couple of, you know what I'm saying?
She fresh off the divorce.
Yeah, so she throwing it back.
And that fast. Oh yeah, absolutely. She need put a little bit of that.
I wish I could show my eyes right now.
He been used to throwing it back and doing relentless shit to these white women. Megan will allow him to do that because she's trying to get her mold back. It ain't gonna be forever though, but just enjoy the ride, Jonathan.
Get her back to the big movies. Get off that. Stop giving off that big
Yeah.
movies vibe.
Yeah.
We see him coming up. He designed Williamson that she's trying to latch on to. Basically, she said his star rising.
By the time Secret Wars come out,
let me get on that ladder real quick.
by the time Secret Wars come out, if you stick to this show, Megan Good, you should be able to, know what I'm saying, to elevate your career to.
Yeah, hopefully you can
just like that.
transition some kind of way and find like a railroad to act in. Not that I'm saying that she's a bad actress.
I'm just saying,
I would say
you came a long way from these bayou of. You came a long way from that.
Came a long way from Friday. I hate him. All right, so this was episode 86 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys on the after show. Bye.
Exactly.